You're listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation.
Cedar Rapids Kernels, that's a good last roll. Play ball.
Are you ready to let the good times roll? Are you ready for Kernels baseball? The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, and the Class A affiliate of the Anaheim Angels welcome you to Cedar Rapids Kernels baseball. Now in his ninth season as the voice of the Kernels, here's John Rogers.
After a day off in which the Kernels recharged their batteries, regenerated, and said, hey, guys, only 3 weeks left in the regular season, we spring back into action after winning here on Sunday afternoon to take 1 of 3 against Peoria. The Kernels welcome in the Eastern Division first half champion South Bend Silverhawks. South Bend is the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks, who won, believe it or not, a World Series just a couple of years ago and now have fallen off the pace. They're one of the worst teams in baseball, but I'm sure they'll be very good opponents for us here in the Midwest League. We took 3 of 4 from South Bend at Stanley Kovalevsky Stadium back in mid-June to help us capture a second-place finish in a playoff berth in the first half as well. Bob Brooks is our dugout interview guest tonight. Brooks at bat, and we'll return with Bob in just a moment. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
Knowing who you are is important. At Kirkwood Community College, we know who we are. We are accessibility. We are quality. We are opportunity. We are community. Who are you? We can help you learn. Kirkwood.edu.
John Rogers back, and we have a visitor, Mike Bettine, who helps us with all our production at the Zone. He's here with his young son, Colin, and Bob Brooks certainly knows what it means to have cute grandkids. And Bob, I thought it would be fun since baseball is our national pastime, and we're past kind of the middle of the summer, but another great summer tradition that I know very little about in the state of Iowa, and it's not exactly baseball that we're going to talk the first few minutes, but the state fair. Jack Rader wondered aloud if the St. Jude's Corn Festival, coupled with the state fair, coupled with families being on vacation, might have kept us from drawing 4,000 this past weekend. We drew very good crowds, but maybe not quite as many as we had hoped because of other great things going on. And I understand as a longtime Iowan that you hadn't had a chance to go to the state fair until just this past weekend.
Well, last year was the first year that I had ever been to the state fair. And thanks to the University of Iowa, because the foundation has a booth down there to promote academics and athletics and services and all the things the university does. Iowa State and UNI, they have booths down there too, and among other services. And it's a statewide convention, but I'll tell you, driving down Sunday, I made 2 visits now down there in 2 years after going for 105.
Well,
or whatever.
Bob, I've gone 0 for 9, so don't feel bad.
And but driving down there and driving back on Interstate 80, I have never seen so many campers and SUVs and vehicles of varying sizes that families would use. There were more of those on the interstate going both ways than there were trucks
Well, that's unusual on 80 to have more recreational vehicles than trucks.
It was amazing to me.
And Bob,
and we were all moving in a cocoon-like setup at 80 miles an hour.
kind of trapped on the channel. You're right.
I was. It was delightful. And
well, what kind
so was the fair.
When you say that the fair was a big hit, and you shared off air before we came on together a phenomenal number that I have. Our whole population in the state of Iowa is only 3 million. How many people did you say the experts told you?
Well, I think by Sunday, after talking with some of the fair board people, that they expect to have 1.5 million. They're as of Sunday, they were 22,000, I believe, ahead of last year. So, interesting stuff.
Bob, were you
well run, and
were you there to sign autographs or to answer questions or
whatever?
Did you enjoy that type of thing?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to do it for a living.
Sure. And then
no, it was not. People are just terrific.
Yes, they are.
They appreciate whatever little trinket you hand out or what. They're just very they're Iowans.
They're fairgoers.
That's all I can say. I know my late aunt and uncle went down in the days of the state fair when they were farmers down at Wayland, Iowa, and they'd go every year and camp out for the entire week and a half and see it all. And they were interested in the exhibits, of course. The Budweiser Clydesdales were there. And there was a big line to ride a camel.
Well, I was going to say, when my mom was little, and we've looked into this at the ballpark, but the health concerns, insurance, and the animal rights people have blocked it. But you mentioned people waiting to ride a camel. Kids, when my mom was growing up during the Depression, Bob, used to love to ride ponies. That's a thrill for a kid.
Why, sure. Every time I see a camel, John, it brings back a baseball story. So
you got to relate that.
I guess I can. Yeah. I was with the Cedar Rapids Legion team up at Bismarck, North Dakota for the Legion Regional. And my wife and I were there, and we stayed at the Holiday Inn at Bismarck, which was about the only motel in town. And Bismarck, the Dakotas are heavy baseball, especially Legion baseball. And Cedar Rapids had a very good team. And we got up there, and lo and behold, after the first game, it started. It's double elimination. After the first game, it started to rain, and it rained. And the next day, it rained, and it rained some more. And we were trapped in Bismarck, North Dakota. And I wish the people could see your grimace. You say, what does that do? What is that? Why do you think about that with a camel? Well, we were at the back of the motel, and the motel abutted a zoo of some kind. Now, Bismarck can't afford much of a zoo, as you well know.
Sure.
But they did have one, and they had a camel. And every morning I woke up and opened the Venetian blinds, and there was that camel. And the thing was molting.
It was what?
Well, it was shedding its skin, molting.
Okay.
There's that camel up there every morning standing out in the middle, and it's raining more and more and more. And we had, I think we were postponed for 2 days. I know my wife and I went to a movie up there, and at that time, well, they've gone back to doing it now, but at that time they were showing commercials before the movie. You know, it's kind of like a movie at a drive-in.
Yeah.
And we were basically we were bored stiff, and so they finally played the game, and. And I was working for KCRG, so this is not a story about another station or venue or anything. And we were just trying to get out of town because Cedar Rapids had lost the first game and they were losing the second game. So I had my wife call Jim Wathen, Wathen's Flying Service here in Cedar Rapids.
Sure, John Wathen's father.
That's right. And I had told her to tell him to get his Twin Beach up to Bismarck as soon as he could get it up there. And we were taking that plane and getting back to Cedar Rapids. Well, he did, and the plane was there, and we got out of town. The Cedar Rapids Legion lost the game, and came back, and of course, the bill ate up the profits.
Oh, the bill for the private plane?
Oh, yeah. So the general manager at KCRG, his name was Ed Lasco. He's still around here in Cedar Rapids, and of course, I got called in because of this overcharge, and I don't blame him for it, but I couldn't stand it anymore. And he said, well, he kind of pounded the table, and he said, that's another Brooks fiasco. And I think I said, well, I've been in on a lot of them. This is just another.
Well, Bob, how in the world we've gotten from the state fair to
how did we get from a camel to a camel to a
but it was a great
ball game.
It was a great story because I think Darren Erstad is either from North Dakota or South Dakota. I know people would say, Rogers, why don't you know that? But I know the Angels have their games piped into where Darren Erstad is from, and I can't remember which Dakota it is, but you're right, baseball is king along with hockey up there. We're going to take a short break and be back with Bob Brooks. Brooks at bat. The Kernels about set to open up a 4-game series with the South Bend Silverhawks. We'll bid Brooks at bat farewell to Bob and hope he can join us for the first couple of innings this evening. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Gas prices giving you the blues? Get into Randy Keel Honda and save with great fuel mileage on all Hondas in stock. Still need the SUV, you say? Well, the competitive CR-V will get 24 miles to the gallon. The safest, best family sedan, the Honda Accord, will definitely save the family pocketbook with 34 miles to the gallon. Save even more on gas mileage with the compact Civic, getting you there in 38 miles to the gallon. Or the amazing fuel mileage of the Honda Civic Hybrid, 48 miles to the gallon. And that is in the city. Randy Keel Honda has a huge selection of pre-owned Hondas, too, all with exceptional fuel mileage. Randy Keel Honda, the home of confidence, has many other pre-owned vehicles priced to move as well. Randy Keel Honda boasts the best prices in Iowa on new and pre-owned vehicles. Start the savings now and get into Randy Keel Honda, 4425 Centerpoint Road Northeast, or on the web at randykeel.com.
Coming right up, we'll have the starting lineups, the Kernels and South Bend Silverhawks. Bob Brooks, I know we're kind of taking this game at a time, but I wondered if we do have some guests coming later this evening that I know you may or may not be here to meet, but would you like to join us again for at least the first couple innings, Bob?
Sure.
That'd be great, and thank you so much.
I won't tell any more camels.
No, stories are what make the man or make the person, and thank you very much. And we'll get some more feedback from you on the state fair. Coming up next, I'll set the starting lineups for this evening's series opener, the Kernels versus the South Bend Silverhawks. Stay tuned for Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
When we met, expect we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Who cares what's in a hot dog? This country was built on the principle that wretched refuse could be made great. So when the tofu-obsessed among us ask what the hot dog is made of, well, the High Life man turns the question back on the questioner. You, sir, what are you made of? What spice do you add to the national knockwurst? No, you do not ask of the hot dog. The hot dog asks of you. Are you man enough to live the high life? Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA.
Solid Waste and Recycling Services remind you how to prepare your garbage for curbside collection.
Oh, tell me more.
Make sure you use a 35-gallon garbage can or a...
Action with the first of four against the South Bend Silverhawks. They're the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's a little more summer-like this evening. The temperatures, though, still only in the mid to high 70s. And the managers are presenting the lineup cards at home plate. Let's see how each team lines up this evening. The South Bend Silverhawks have an overall record of 65 and 54. In the second half, they're 23 and 26. And their manager is Tony Perez-Chica. He's meeting at home plate now along with Colonel skipper Bobby Magallanes. The South Bend batting order will have Mike Goss leading off, the designated hitter. Second baseman is Emilio Bonafacio. He's fifth in the league with 32 stolen bases. Alex Frazier is among the league leaders in RBIs with 70 and doubles with 30. Frazier will bat third in left field. The catcher and all-star is Miguel Montero. He'll bat cleanup. Hitting fifth at first base for the Silverhawks is Edgar Varela. Edgar Varela is at first, hitting fifth. Augie Murillo will bat sixth. He's at third base for South Bend. In right field, it's Jeff Cook. Cook will bat seventh. Hitting eighth in center field, John Kaplan. And hitting ninth, the shortstop for South Bend is Alberto Gonzalez. On the hill is a young right-hander, Garrett Mock, M-O-C-K. He was an Arizona third-round pick this last June out of the University of Houston. After going 2-0 in 5 starts in rookie ball, Garrett Mock is 1-2 in 4 starts with the Silverhawks, a 4.18 ERA. His last start was Tuesday against Battle Creek, and he went 6 innings, giving up 4 runs on 9 hits. He fanned 7 and walked none, and he was a loser in Game 2 of a twin bill. Garrett Mock, M-O-C-K, a first-year professional, a third-round Diamondback pick out of the University of Houston, is on the hill tonight for the visiting South Bend Silverhawks. Allen Motor Company is now proud to present the Allen Motor Company Kernels starting lineup. As you've been hearing about the last week and a half on our broadcast, Allen's has tagged all of their cars the lowest price of the year during their fantastic I-380 clearance sale. 2003 Oldsmobile Alero start at just $9,995 at Allen's during the I-380 clearance sale. Starting at just $12,995 at Allen's are 2004 Buick Centuries. And 2004 Buick LeSabre Limiteds are only $19,995 during the I-380 clearance sale at Allen Motor Company. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup, leading off at second base, Howie Kendrick. Batting second, the third baseman, Ryan Leahy. Brandon Wood is the shortstop, and he'll hit third in the Allen Motor Company order. Batting cleanup, Bobby Wilson, the catcher. Blake Balcom will serve as the designated hitter, and Blake will bat fifth. Hitting sixth is Matt Pauley in left field. The right fielder is Warner Madrigal, batting seventh. Baltazar Lopez is hitting eighth at first base. And the center fielder, Quan Cosby, who's tied for the league lead with 12 triples, is batting ninth in center field. On the hill, an 8-game winner, Chris Hunter. Chris is 1-8, lost 5, an ERA of 4.02. Hunter coming off a 9-4 win in Dayton, Ohio last week, his 8th of the year. Right-hander, 23-year-old Chris Hunter, 8-5 on the hill for the Kernels. The umpires in this series, Timothy Dobb will call the balls and strikes. His partner on the diamond is Darren Badon, and they're brought to us by Anderson & Brown Eye Care. Anderson & Brown Eye Care is a Bausch & Lomb contact lens specialist. Anderson & Brown Eye Care, a leading dispenser of contact lenses in our area. Umpires Timothy Dobb and Darren Badon wrapping up their chat at home plate after the lineup cards have been turned in. The Cost Cutters Dream Team members are out on the diamond. And we have what appears to be a family that's going to sing the national anthem. And the national anthem singers will be Sarah Lindell, Katie McEachran, and Chris Lindell. They're standing behind home plate facing the grandstand. The lights have just been turned on here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, and our special guests are here as well. Ladd is here from the Spring House, so is Lester Schmitz. Bob Brooks will be with us during the first few frames, and we expect visitors from Indian Creek Elementary School. It's their night at the ballpark as well. We have those folks that are singing the national anthem, waving up to Bob and I, and it's just a wonderful time to be at the ballpark. School starts next week for most kids, and so they're kind of both chomping at the bit eagerly, and I'm sure if they were like me, they don't want the summer to come to an end. Bob, I don't know about you, nothing against education, because now that when we grow up, we appreciate it, but boy, I wasn't a real happy guy when school was about to start again.
Well, it was kind of tough to face, I think, but out in the parking lot, they have the principal financial bungee games of hitting, catching, bouncing around,
Bob,
whatever.
When you came in, were quite a few families.
Oh, yeah.
Good, because we've heard that's been a big hit all around. The Kernels are in their red knit batting practice tops with all red caps. The visiting South Bend Silverhawks have gray road uniforms on with black hats and black bills, and then they have South Bend. They kind of look like Pittsburgh Pirate uniforms because they have South Bend written across with kind of a pirate gold trim on those uniforms. The Kernels are about to take the field from their first base dugout. Struggled all year long at home in the second half. We've only won 10 of 27, and it was a big, big series for the Kernels as they went into Kovaleski Stadium and took 3 of 4 from South Bend. Ryan Leahy sprints out to third base to join his Cost Cutters Dream Team partner out there, and boy, those Cost Cutters Dream Team kids are so thrilled. There's a little boy in a wheelchair at first base. They're all from Indian Creek Elementary School as they're having their school night before school gets underway next week. We're going to pause now to honor America. Wendy's will have an announcement, and then Dale Broad, our public address announcer, will introduce our national anthem singers.
National anthem is to honor all those who work to preserve the freedom we all enjoy. Now to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. It is being performed this evening by students and family members from Indian Creek School.
That was one of the most spirited and meaningful singings of the national anthem we've had all season. August 17th, can you believe it? And the Kernels are at home, continuing a 7-game homestand, the first of 4 with the South Bend Silverhawks. Hall of Fame broadcaster Bob Brooks will be with us during the evening. So will special guests from Indian Creek Elementary School and the Springhouse Family Restaurant. Baseball is next. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Here's a fact about the new Veterans Memorial Stadium I bet you didn't know. All of the grounds surrounding our community's newest source of pride are maintained by Greg's Lawn Service. That's right, it's Greg's Lawn Service that provides you with that initial lift when you approach our magnificent new ballpark. Greg's Lawn Service can put their first-class signature on your yard, elevating it to the same immaculate condition you see around the stadium. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest since 1983.
Solid Waste and Recycling Services remind you how to prepare your garbage for curbside collection.
Oh, tell me more.
Make sure you use a 35-gallon garbage can or a large plastic bag. The weight limit is 40 pounds. If you have more garbage than fits in your can or bag, or weighs more than 40 pounds, buy a sticker.
How much are they?
A $1.25 sticker is required for each additional garbage can or bag you set out.
Where can I buy one?
You can buy garbage stickers at any grocery, convenience, or drugstore.
have everything you need to know about how to prepare your garbage for collection. Thanks to Megan Comenda and Mike Bettine. Mike is visiting. He's one of the production aces at the Zone. And Megan, of course, you've gotten used to hearing her voice on all of our recycling and solid waste, plus our Toyota Financial Services commercials. Chris Hunter's been quite a steady force on the Kernel pitching staff. He doesn't have a 90-mile-an-hour fastball or what would be considered a big league curveball at this point, but he does have the one element, Bob, that you hope a pitcher has. He has smarts and he has competitive desire.
And let's hope poise. Yes, that is very, very important when you take a look at pitchers at this level of baseball. And Hunter on the year with 4.02 ERA. That's pretty solid for 13 decisions on the year, and he has pitched 116 innings, which shows you he has been durable, and that, too, is very important.
Especially when you consider, Bob, that we may or may not see Abel Marino in this series, and that Rafael Rodriguez has come back, was short-circuited. His elbow is ballooned up on him again. So, yes, Hunter has been very, very consistent and durable. The first batter is Mike Goss, the designated hitter, a .289 batter, no homers and 24 RBIs. Goss takes a bunt and takes high, ball one. We're underway in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Kernels hosting the South Bend Silverhawks.
Chris Hunter is 6'4", 205 pounds, out of Linden, Utah.
And a second pitch is driven hard into left, but right at Matt Pauley. Left-handed batting Mike Goss got good wood on that 1-0 pitch and lined it hard into left for the first out of the top of the first inning. And Bob, Chris is expecting his first child in October. He did 2 years of missionary work down in Ecuador, and he lives his faith, I'll tell you that. There's nothing fake or phony about him. He's very mature. Here's a bunt up the third base side, gloved by Bobby Wilson. He throws it away into the dirt, and it skips into the Kernel bullpen. The runner, Emilio Bonafacio, is into second with a bunt single and a throwing error on Bobby Wilson. I'm not sure, Bob, if Bobby would have been better off letting that roll foul, or maybe because he was right on top of it, he felt it was not going to roll foul.
He made a bad decision, number one. He should have let the ball roll foul. It was going to go foul.
That's what I thought. It only went.
And if not, you're better off to be at first base rather than second.
Well,
He tried to make a heroic play, and it didn't work.
Yes. Emilio Bonafacio, a bunt single. He is at second on the throwing error in the dirt past Baltazar Lopez. Now a curve is into the most dangerous hitter in the Silverhawk lineup, Alex Frazier, a .315 batter, 18 homers, 70 RBIs. This guy's put together. He looks like a big leaguer standing in that batter's box. He's huge. A pitch in the dirt, and the Silverhawks have a runner at third. A wild pitch charge to Chris Hunter. And, Bob, one of the things that's really, really hurt us at home in the second half is we are constantly falling behind in the early going at home.
That and the errors and the middle relief that's been a problem here. It's really screwy when the team doesn't have a winning record at home.
It really is. A pitch in the dirt, and Frazier swung at it, and he's in the hole 1-2. All Alex has to do is hit the ball on the ground or lift it in the air, and the Silverhawks will have a 1-0 lead. They have not gotten the ball out of the well, they did, a line drive to left, but Bonifacio's at third, and he got the ball 10 feet to the left of home plate. A pitch in the dirt. Bobby Wilson finds it to his left, and boy, Chris Hunter has thrown a number of pitches already.
Bobby has already had a busy night.
Boy, oh boy, he's had to make a couple of great stops. Alex Frazier even on the count 2-2. They lift Frazier at 6'4", 230, and he looks every bit of that. He's put together. He's from Auburn, the place where Bo Jackson put on the map.
Well, he doesn't look like he's 230 to me.
A bouncer to short will put the Silverhawks ahead. Brandon Wood gloves it and from in front of second throws the batter out. 1-0 South Bend as Alex Frazier adds to his team-high RBI total of 71 with a high chopper to shallow short. 1-0 Silverhawks here in the top of the first inning. tough way to fall behind, a bunt single, a throwing error, a wild pitch. But the bases are empty now with 2 away for catcher, left-handed hitter Miguel Montero. He's batting .271.
And let's hope that Hunter can settle down now. The butterflies are gone. They made an error, and now they can play the rest of it. Play better.
2-0 now to Miguel Montero. This ball club, the Silverhawks, batting .260 as a team, tied for 6th in the 14-team Midwest League. Miguel Montero takes a strike on the inside corner from Chris Hunter, a fastball.
You talk about a team that has sunk in the second half. How about South Bend?
They've lost all of their pitching, Bob. You're right. They haven't had a good second half. Neither have we. A ground ball yanked to first. A tough big hop. Almost went over the shoulder of Lopez. Baltazar adjusted well. Fields it and steps on the bag to end the inning. Miguel Montero grounds out to first unassisted. 1 run for the Silverhawks on a bunt single, 1 hit, 1 Kernel error, a wild pitch, and nobody stranded for the visitors. After 1/2 inning, South Bend leads it 1-0, and this is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco. Limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
There's a dream that lies in your heart to tell you you're one of a kind. This is your time just for you. Rise up, be strong. Originality lasts a whole lot long. Nothing better. Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality. Dr. Pepper, salute individuality. Dr. Pepper, do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone, nothing better. Dr. Pepper, do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone, nothing better. Dr. Pepper.
John Rogers, Bob Brooks back at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium where South Bend struck for a run on an infield or on a bunt single, a throwing error by the Kernel catcher, a wild pitch by starter Chris Hunter, and a ground ball out by Alex Frazier. Tomorrow evening, Reggie will be here. Reggie is the purple mascot that entertained everyone throughout the All-Star game, and Reggie will be here tomorrow, a 7 o'clock start. Thursday, a noon start. Hot dogs are only $1. Bob, when you were at the State Fair this weekend, did you have a chance to leave the Iowa booth and sample some of the great food that I hear they have there?
No.
Okay. I've heard that's why
there were the lines were so long I couldn't wait.
I don't blame you.
But obviously the fans told you how good the food was because of the lines. But I guess that's why the 1.5 million goes.
Boy, that's an astounding number, one that we should all be very proud of. 1.5 million people.
Well, it's 150 years old, so
that's big goings on. Howie Kendrick takes a big swing, and the leadoff batter dribbles one foul behind the plate against Garrett Mock, M-O-C-K, third-round pick by the Diamondbacks out of the University of Houston. And I can't imagine where they must play in Houston. I know Rice University has a wonderful field. Howie Kendrick belts one into center. Cutting it off is John Kaplan to hold Howie to a long single. Bob, I didn't have any clue that John Kaplan was playing that deep in center field. Howie hit that ball so hard on a screaming line that Kaplan, even though he's playing extremely deep, barely got over to his right to cut it off and hold Howie to a single.
He was able to sting that ball, and Kendrick is hitting .357, has a slugging percentage of .552. So those are magnificent numbers. The only downside of all of that.
Here's a hit and run, and the ball goes underneath the glove of the second baseman, Emilio Bonafacio. Everybody's safe. Bob Kendrick was running, and Ryan Leahy corked it right through the middle. The second baseman arrived where the ground ball was, but he was looking up, peeking, seeing if he could get a double play.
The ball went right through the wicket. Absolutely. Bonafacio was seeing if he could flip the ball to the shortstop for a quick DP, but in doing so, the ball was gone and the opportunity was gone.
Yes,
Here
it is.
Brandon Wood now.
It's first and third, nobody out. Leahy, a hit and run. They don't credit him with a single. Brandon Wood, a double play ball to short. Gonzalez to Bonafacio, and the throw to first is dropped. One out, and we're tied 1-1. My goodness, Bob, the action is fast-paced here in the first inning. Wood hit what should have been a sure double play ball, but Leahy got in on the second baseman, Bonafacio, and broke up the sure double play.
You know, they better bring a bucket of water out for both teams and say, put that ball in it. It's too hot to handle.
My goodness, Brandon Wood hit a sharp two-hopper to the shortstop, and the second baseman threw in the dirt, allowing Wood to reach. Brandon's credited with the fielder's choice RBI, and just like that, we're tied 1-1 with Bobby Wilson standing in as the fourth Kernel hitter of the first inning. Boy, the Kernels have not wasted any time. There's a strike to Bobby Wilson. Kendrick swung at the second pitch. Leahy swung at the first pitch. Wood swung at the first pitch, and it's 1-1.
Brandon Wood now has driven home 75 runs on the year.
That is incredible. A curve, and it's low to Bobby Wilson. And it's 1-1 to the Kernel cleanup batter, who's hitting .270, 8 homers, 63 runs driven in. The force out of Leahy at second went shortstop to second, 6-4. Wood reached on Bonifacio's throw in the dirt. Is Brandon running? No. And a curveball is a strike on the inside corner to Bobby Wilson.
Well, the Silverhawks have gummed up enough plays that Cedar Rapids got a gift, and Cedar Rapids gummed up enough plays that they handed the Silverhawks a run at the top of the inning, so we're back to square one.
Yes, we are. A pitch tomahawk fair into the right field corner. It ricochets off the bullpen wall in favor of the Silverhawks, who hold Wood at third, and Bobby Wilson just gets back into first after rounding the bag. Bobby Wilson tomahawked that pitch past first, fair by inches, and then it hit the wall of the Papa John's Plaza, and had it not hit that wall and ricocheted to the right fielder, Jeff Cook, Wood would have scored all the way from first.
Yes, and Wilson might have made it to third had that ball not bounced correctly for South Bend. So Cedar Rapids has a shot to grab the lead, and they have come out swinging the bats here, and a nice piece of hitting by Wilson, because he swung at the pitch where it was. He wasn't interested about trying to pull it. He just jammed it down the first base line, and nice bit of hitting by Wilson, who was incidentally doing a very good job with a .270 average.
Here's a curve that almost hit Balcom, and Bob, you were at the State Fair Sunday. Bobby Wilson threw out not one, not two, not three, but 4 Chiefs trying to steal second base. It was phenomenal.
I thought that the 4-0 victory was important. Good pitching, good defense, enough hitting. That's what you're going to have in the playoffs.
Oh, you bet you are. There'll be tight games where defense and pitching and one mistake will determine the outcome. A strike to Balcom. It's 1-1. Woods at third. Bobby Wilson at first. Bobby, with 2 strikes, as Bob said, fought off a good pitch, went with it, and singled right down the first base line. Now the starter, Garrett Mock, steps off the rubber, looks at third, looks at first. The best description I can give you of these South Bend uniforms is they look like Pittsburgh Pirate road uniforms with the black and kind of the mustard color green. The 1-1 to the Kernel DH. Instead, again, the pitcher, the right-hander, looks the runner Wood back to third, then looks to first, and now the catcher, Miguel Montero, out to the hill to talk it over with Garrett Mock here in the very first inning.
John, have you ever seen a pitcher pick off anybody with that sort of play?
I have not, and that's
it's very rare.
And that makes you wonder, is it even worth risking a balk or dropping the baseball? If you drop the ball doing that, it's a balk. Let's see if the right-hander is set. His breaking pitch almost hit Balcom. It was inside, ball 2. The reason they built the Astrodome in Houston, Bob, was because of the humidity and the extreme heat throughout the summer. And I can't imagine going, well, Rice and Houston, I'm sure, play in outdoor facilities down there. Balcom swings and misses at a fastball low and away. But in old Colt 45 Stadium, they said the conditions used to be just miserable in the first few years before the Astrodome was completed.
Well, it wasn't much better than a AAA ballpark.
Yes.
Balcom is hitting .267, so he has 45 runs driven in, has a chance at number 46 here.
And he nubs one foul right at his feet. Blake is second to Brandon Wood on the team to go along with those numbers Bob gave you with 27 doubles. Blake Balcom steps all the way out of the dirt batting circle. He wears his red socks up high. The Kernels in all red tonight. Red shirts with white numbers, white pants with one red stripe down the side. Trying to get off on the right foot and take the lead here in the bottom of the first inning. We're tied at 1. Balcom bounces one to third. Woods coming home. The throw to second out. The throw to first. Double play. Wow. And around the horn, double play keeps the Kernels from taking the lead here in the first inning. Blake Balcom bounces into a 5-4-3 twin killing to end what should have been was a great chance for the Kernels to take the lead. They settle for 1 run on 2 base hits, 1 South Bend error, and the Kernels leave 1 man on. And after 1 inning, it's the Kernels and Silverhawks tied at 1. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the 3rd generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman's.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wasn't it?
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
Hi, this is Dave Town with 5 Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. 5 Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, 5 Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
1-1 our score, and Al Gruwell just assuring us that the run the Kernels scored in the bottom of the first inning, an earned run. Each team made an error, and each team scored a run in the very first inning. Bob Brooks, fresh off his appearance at the Iowa State Fair, where he told us 1.5 million people visited, and boy, Bob will visit. Did a lot of the folks that came up and saw you have stories that you remembered, or stories about games that you called that you would say, well, I kind of remember that?
Well, they were very, very nice. And
a drive into left. Pauly on the run. Takes the hit away from Edgar Varela, the left-handed hitter. Varela hit a drive that was tailing away from Matt Pauly. Matt scooted quickly to his right, near the line, dove down on his knees, extended his glove, and made a super catch to take a leadoff hit away from Edgar Varela. 1 out on 1 pitch to open up the South Bend second inning. Bob, go right ahead.
Well, they were very, very nice and appreciative and everything, but there's so many people there that you can't stop and visit with anybody.
Sure. They're just kind of swarming around you.
Yeah, well, It's a swarm,
yeah.
all right. They are, before it's all over, they're going to pass out 25,000 Iowa football posters.
Wow.
So
what a keepsake that will be for the fairgoers. Augie Murillo.
We turn our attention to the free scrimmage of Saturday for the Iowa team that will be at 11 o'clock in Kinnick. It's free to anybody. They're going to scrimmage for about 90 minutes. So,
Bob, 11 o'clock?
11 o'clock Saturday morning, Kinnick Stadium, West Stand.
Wow, that will be wonderful. An 0-2 pitch.
That's free to everybody.
Augie Murillo takes an 0-2 pitch in the dirt from Chris Hunter. Murillo, a 261 batter. Right-handed hitter, 4 homers, 34 RBIs. We're tied at 1. That Hawkeye football scrimmage, 11 o'clock Saturday morning. We'll be in Lansing, Michigan to bring you the action from the Michigan State Capitol. A ground ball, a bouncer ruled foul by the plate umpire. Or wait a minute.
No, I think it's a fair ball.
He ruled it fair, and Ryan Leahy has thrown out Augie Murillo. Boy, Bob, I never saw the plate. I thought the plate umpire indicated foul or dead ball, but well, wait a minute. Now Murillo's acting like he must. Well, okay.
He's coming back to the plate. He has survived a fair ball.
He ran all the way down the line. The base umpire, Darren Badon, called him out, but he's back hitting, and he lost one into shallow center. Coming in is Quan Cosby. Quan is there and has it about 55 feet out into the grass in shallow center. Augie Murillo has flown out to shallow center. 2 gone in the South Bend second. We're tied 1-1. Bob, are those posters that were given out at the State Fair from the Iowa Hawkeye football team, are they suitable for framing? Or
yes, they are.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it was good news about Robert Gallery. Here's a left-handed batter, Jeff Cook, taking a strike on the outside corner. I guess Gallery will only be out a couple of days with a wrenched ankle.
No, elbow.
Oh, elbow. Okay.
Elbow. He had a dislocated elbow.
Ouch. A shot into left and a diving try by Brandon Wood. He slows it down with his dive to his right, and it trickles out into left. Jeff Cook with a nice piece of hitting. Laced one past the diving Kernels shortstop into left for a 2-out single for the Silverhawks. That'll bring in a little guy that gets all out of his ability. He's only 5'9", John Kaplan. Kaplan was a 12th round pick of the Diamondbacks last year out of Tulane down in New Orleans. Kaplan, a right-handed hitter with a 272 batting average. And he lifts one foul over the Miller Mezzanine Terrace above the Colonel first base dugout.
And Kaplan comes from Chesterfield, Missouri. So
surprising.
They grow him small in Chesterfield.
Well, I was going to say, Bob, he went all the way down to New Orleans for college, and that means he didn't play at Missouri or St. Louis U or any of the local schools in the St. Louis area. Kaplan reminds you of Paul Molitor with his hitting style, and he hit one like Paul Molitor, ripping it down the right field line for extra bases. The lead runner, Cook, will hold at third as Madrigal made a good play to his left to prevent Jeff Cook with 2 outs from scoring. Kaplan rests his bat on his back shoulder and then launches into the pitch just like Hall of Famer Paul Molitor did, and Kaplan has doubled into the right field corner to put Silverhawk runners at second and third with 2 out for Alberto Gonzalez. Boy, every hitter, Kernels and South Bend here in the first couple of innings, swinging early in the count. Gonzalez, a right-handed batter, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it right off his foot, strike one.
You would think these guys want to get out of town the way they're swinging his first pitches. We talked about Wilson's nice hitting. Well, let's talk, too, about South Bend, because that was a fine bit of hitting, too, down the right field line.
Oh, and here's a little looper behind second, and Brandon Wood calmly jogs over to his left and one-hands it behind the bag. Alberto Gonzalez hit one right off the end of the bat and hit a humpback liner, a pop-up behind second that Brandon Wood gloved to end the 2-out scoring threat by the Silverhawks. No runs for South Bend in the second, a pair of 2-out hits. There were no Colonel errors, and South Bend leaves a pair of runners aboard, their first 2 stranded on the evening. We go to the bottom of the second. It's the Kernels and Silverhawks tied at 1. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
There can be only one champion, one crowned, the best. The Zone ESPN Radio 1600 AM, the best damn sports radio station anywhere, invites you to choose the best lunch spot in CR. 4 teams will compete. Only one will win. Who's up for the challenge? Cabo Bar and Grill, the Double Inn, the Chrome Horse Saloon, and Chappie's Safari Lounge. They've each stepped up, spatulas at the ready, to face off in the noontime smackdown. Burgers, tenderloins, or blue plate specials. Each local eatery is ready to take a bite out of their competition and take home the title of Cedar Rapids' best bar and grill for lunch. You eat, then you vote for your favorite establishment online at thezone1600.com. Eat early, eat often. The Zone's 2004 Bar and Grill Tour. Because a man's gotta eat, don't he?
The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron motor oils and lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com.
Kernels bat in the bottom of the second, tied at 1 with the South Bend Silverhawks. Garrett Mock has pitched his 23 2/3 innings in his 4 starts after coming up from rookie ball where he was 2-0. He's a first-year pro, a high draft pick by Arizona, a third-round pick out of the University of Houston, and he's facing a fellow Houstonian, Matt Pauley, left-handed batter. Pauley swings at the first pitch, and it is whacked off the end of the bat onto the lawn section down the left field line. Strike 1.
Matt Pauley is hitting .264, and he's had 97 hits for 149 total bases, 17 doubles, 51 runs driven in, and he has been able to appear now in 100 games.
He's been a regular. He knocks one on the ground. It's blocked by Augie Murillo. Augie recovers and throws in the dirt. A bang-bang play at first, and Darren Badon, the base umpire, rules Pauley out on a close play. Matt went the other way, sliced it at the feet of Augie Murillo. Augie made a good play to knock it down. Then he recovered, and just in the nick of time, threw Pauley out at first. He had help by a good pickup on the throw in the dirt by Edgar Valera. Here's Warner Madrigal, .324 batter in 10 games. And he swings at a breaking pitch and misses, strike 1.
Well, Madrigal is a fellow that Cedar Rapids was counting on in the first part of the year. Injured, long rehab. Now they're trying to count on him.
Oh, and he tomahawks one hard. He got on top of that ball and sent it on a sinking liner with a topspin on and into center for a 1-out single. Madrigal literally got on top of that baseball and with a lot of overspin, ripped it into center for a 1-out single. Bob, you're right. Madrigal has all sorts of tools that have the Anaheim Angels so excited about his prospects. He has the strongest throwing arm of any of our outfielders. He has the most raw power of any of our hitters. And he's aboard at first as the go-ahead run here in the second inning for Baltazar Lopez. Lopez cuts on the first pitch and skies it foul, out of play down the left field line. Strike 1 to Baltazar.
Madrigal down at first base is looked upon, as you said, as a prospect and as a future. But for Cedar Rapids, they hope that his future's in the playoffs.
That's where they're hoping that this last 3 weeks will help him get ready. A swing and a miss by Lopez, and Madrigal is thrown out on a hit and run that Baltazar failed to make contact on. The shortstop, Alberto Gonzalez, took the throw. Madrigal slid in feet first, but he was out by plenty. It went to catcher Montero to Gonzalez. Lopez had a high pitch, Bob, and he just couldn't get the bat on it.
Yes, he had the same sort of pitch that Madrigal got the hit on, up in the eyes and at the letters where you could really get a shot at the pitch, but he missed it.
The 0-2 to Baltazar. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and that does it for the Kernels in the second inning. the first strikeout recorded by Garrett Mock, a 3-pitch strikeout of Baltazar, who's struggling. That's why Bobby has put him down in the number 8 hole in the Allen Motor Company order. No runs, a hit for the Kernels in the second, a man caught trying to steal second, no South Bend errors, nobody left for the Kernels. We head to the top of the third with the Kernels and South Bend tied at 1. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Your home is a powerful asset. Managed wisely, it can help you with home improvements, tuition, and other expenses. Wells Fargo Home Equity Financing is the key. With flexible terms, competitive rates, and affordable payments. Our bankers have the knowledge and resources to help you find the best financing for your needs. Talk with a Wells Fargo banker today and see how home equity financing can help you reach your next stage. Wells Fargo, the next stage, equal housing lender.
Dan Patrick and Ron Dibble.
Jeffrey Lyons, mover reviewer for WNBC TV in New York.
I don't want to get political, but you don't go hunting with an assault rifle.
I do, because those birds damn deserve it.
So, Here it goes!
Rex, there's nothing left on the bird. What are we going to eat?
Don't worry about it. I've got some turkey pot pies and plenty of porn at home. You're more than welcome to stop over. Bring the family.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekdays on ESPN Radio.
The principal of Indian Creek Elementary School and Tina last year, as we go to the third inning, and this year, we had marvelous fun and success planning school nights. And this is the first year that you took the leap of faith and had the ingenuity to have your school night not in April and May near the end of the year, but the beginning of the year.
I like that, leap of faith. That was great, and I really applaud all of our wonderful families that came out tonight. It was a great way to kick off the school year.
Well, Tina, as Mike Goss' first pitch swinging, everybody's first pitch swinging tonight, lost a little looper over the head of Brandon Wood into left for a leadoff single, bringing up Emilio Bonafacio. How do you go about communicating a school night when the kids are still out of school? How did you get the word out about this?
That was probably the most difficult part. We put it in the end of our year newsletter.
Good.
And then we handed out flyers that you all actually brought to our school. We had registration on August 5th. So that was timely. So we were able to hand out the flyers that day, and I think that helped a lot.
Oh, sure, Tina. I know this is a busy time of year, family vacations. Bob told us about the state fair he was at on Sunday, and we had the St. Jude's Corn Fest going on, Kernel baseball. Bonafacio bunts hard. Chris Hunter bobbles his only play to first, and he gets the batter. Chris would have gone to second, but picking it up with his glove, he bobbled it. The ball went flying up into the air, and thus a successful sacrifice for Emilio Bonafacio. It goes Chris Hunter to Baltazar Lopez, 1-3. Go-ahead run at second, one away in the Silverhawk third inning. And the batter, Alex Frazier, he put the Silverhawks ahead 1-0 in the top of the first when he bounced one for an out to short, scoring Bonafacio from third. Mike Goss, the go-ahead run at second for Alex Frazier, right-handed batter. 1-1 our score, top of the third inning. Lights are on here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. A high pop-up. Backpedaling at second is Howie Kendrick. He's 12 feet onto the grass in shallow right, and Howie Kendrick has it for the second out of the inning. Alex Frazier is popped to second, holding at second Mike Goss. Well, Tina Monroe, I'm thrilled that you're here, that Karen Jameson, your secretary or administrative assistant, is here. How many approximately of your students and their families are here tonight?
Well, I think we have, what do you think, Karen, about 70?
That's fantastic.
It is great.
Especially for the first year of doing a promotion.
Exactly, and we have some ideas for next year,
yes.
So that'll I think,
it's
help
gonna
raise
grow.
our numbers. Exactly.
Tina, we thank you for taking this, using the Kernels, which we hope is the most affordable, wholesome, family-friendly form of entertainment that we have to offer in Eastern Iowa. We thank you and Karen and all your teachers for doing the groundwork to make this first year such a success.
And we'd like to thank Zach Melton and your staff because they have been excellent.
Well, thank you, Tina. Zach is such a neat he's a first-year professional, and he's our hardest worker. And, boy, when Zach commits himself to something, you can count on it being done the right way.
That's true.
Tina, how many years have you been the principal at Indian Creek?
I'm going into my 5th year at Indian Creek. I was the assistant principal at Linn-Mar Middle School for 4 years before that.
Well, I know, having been to your school and do a number of them with our reading program, a wild pitch sends a runner to third. Now Hunter delivers a 1-1 pitch low, and it's 2-1 to Miguel Montero. Indian Creek is pretty easy to find. You go up to the Maidrite, which is the kind of the landmark there in Marion. You take a left onto, I believe it's 10th Street.
10th Street.
And then keep going, and then you take a right on, isn't it called Indian Creek Road?
It is. Wow, you are very good.
And then it's to the left, right across from the golf course, isn't it?
Excellent.
Okay.
It is, right in front of Armstrong Field. So
yes.
Very good.
Well, I know it's one of many great schools in our area. Strike 3 called. Miguel Montero is caught looking on a backdoor breaking pitch from Chris Hunter, who pitches around a leadoff single, a sacrifice bunt, and a wild pitch. No runs for the Silverhawks in the third. 1 hit. Another wild pitch, the second of the evening by the Kernels starter. There were no errors committed by the Kernels. South Bend leaves a runner. They've left 3. Tina Monroe is our guest, and we'll wrap things up with her and then hear from her right-hand person, Karen Jamison, in the bottom of the third inning. After 2.5, South Bend and the Kernels deadlocked at 1. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
You're in the Zone. ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
Are you ready?
KCRG Cedar Rapids.
Get more outside.
When the Giants made the deal and got Eli Manning, a little-known sidebar to this is that he wanted the number 10.
Right.
The number 10 was already occupied.
Yes, it is.
By the New York Giants by your buddy.
My buddy, Jeff Fiegel. So, Fieg, tell us what happened with the transfer of the number.
Of course, Eli wore number 10 in college, and I was thinking to myself, if we get him, he's going to want that number. And I said, well, if Eli wants this number, he flies his first class down to Florida and pays for our house for a week during spring break next year. And, you know, Eli is going to be wearing that number 10 for the Giants for longer than I will. I took number 17 for 17 years in the NFL, so this is going to be fun.
That's a good deal out of you, Figs. You've always been a smart football player.
The only one thing I wanted to do, I was thinking maybe getting 1% of all his Eli Manning paraphernalia over the career of his career.
You know what he'll do? He'll give you 10% of all the jersey sales in San Diego of Eli Manning Giant jerseys.
Mike and Mike, weekdays from 6 to 10 Eastern, only on ESPN Radio.
Ball record for triples in a season, 16, set by Norm Hutchins back in 96. Quan, a bunt up the third base line. The catcher throws. Oh, they called Quan out, and he beat it out, but they called him out. A fine play by Miguel Montero. Quan, with his best bunt of the season, rolled it up the third base line, 12 to 15 feet. Miguel Montero pounced on it, threw to first. I really thought Quan beat it by a good half step, but the base umpire, Darren Badon, called him out, and it went 2-3. 1 pitch, 1 out in the Kernel third. Karen Jamison is here, and between innings, Tina Monroe, the principal of Indian Creek Elementary, said, John, yeah, Karen's the secretary and administrative assistant, but what she really is the queen who is the heartbeat of the school. And Karen, there can't be any higher words of praise from your principal. Welcome.
Thank you.
Have you made it out at all this spring or summer to a Kernel game?
This is the first time I've been, and it's so exciting.
Well, thank you. I'm glad. We're always hoping to attract first-time visitors. A 1-0 or a 2-0 pitch to Howie Kendrick is lifted foul into the Papa John's Plaza. What would you characterize Indian Creek as in terms of an elementary school? Is there something unique or something that you can kind of tell people that in a thumbnail sketch, Karen, that this is why Indian Creek is a great school. Here's a bunt by Howie Kendrick to the left of the mound. The pitcher throws in the dirt, but gets Howie. Howie Kendrick trying to bunt his way on, and the pitcher, Garrett Mock, pounced on it to his right, to our left, and threw Howie out. Karen, what about Indian Creek?
Well, I tell you, we have the greatest parents and the greatest kids, and we really feel like a family at Indian Creek.
And that is unusual in this day and age because of how busy parents are, how the internet and video games and television have pervaded our homes to the point where it's hard to think of anything as a family. A line drive, and it's caught it short by Alberto Gonzalez. Ryan Leahy lines to short. Karen, we're going to keep you here for one more half inning because the Kernels went down in less than 3 minutes in that bottom of the third inning. Leahy lining out to shortstop. Down in order go the Kernels. It's Indian Creek Elementary School night here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. We've just barely had time to say hello and welcome a first-time visitor, Karen Jamison, from Indian Creek Elementary. We go to the top of the fourth. It's the Kernels and South Bend tied 1-1. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Hey, man, what's up?
Just getting ready to kick your butt.
Right. And mess up your hair?
You just wish you could look this good.
Boo! Nothing but net. Hey, I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to make my hair look as good as yours. I mean, who has time to schedule an appointment, let alone show up for it?
Not me. I just go to Cost Cutters. I can get in whenever it's convenient for me.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you just walk into Cost Cutters and come out looking good?
Well, for some of us, that comes naturally. But Cost Cutters makes it easier. They can do anything you want. A cool cut, even some color, and get some of that styling gel stuff to keep you looking good. Like me.
Oh, so that's why your hair never moves.
Oh, you're funny.
Cost Cutters. Thanks, man. This will save me some time.
Great. Then you'll have time to work on your game.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Are you a busy guy? Save yourself time and walk into one of our area's 12 Cost Cutters whenever it's convenient for you. Then relax, because Cost Cutters will make things easy and affordable for you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Kernel baseball: fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees, embracing Kernel baseball, a community treasure.
Jamison, who is the heartbeat of the school, is with us. We're going to the top of the fourth, a fast-moving affair. Edgar Valera swings at the first pitch and fists it in the air to second. Howie Kendrick, a few steps back on the grass and right, has it. One pitch, one out in the top of the fourth inning. And I cannot explain why each team is swinging at the first and second pitch, but that's the way they want to play it tonight. Well, Karen Jamison, you said that Indian Creek Elementary is characterized by a feeling of family. Does that mean that most of the teachers get to know the children and their parents throughout the year?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We do lots of activities all year long, and all the teachers and the kids get involved. It's wonderful.
Well, hopefully kind of like tonight.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
A strike is in to Augie Murillo, who flew out to center in the second inning. And he bounces one foul off his foot outside third. He's in a hole 0-2. Karen, what are some of the traditions? We hope a Indian Creek night at the ballpark becomes a yearly tradition, and I think it will based on the great turnout you've had tonight. But what are some of the things you've done already that have kind of established traditions there with your so-called family?
Oh, we always have an open house and art show in the spring. We have family fun night. We do all kinds of special things like that. We have a sprint for fun, a sprinting stride for pride, we call it, I guess.
Here's a pitch ripped into left. Matt Pauley sees it sail over his head off the wall. It'll be a stand-up double for Augie Murillo. Augie Murillo is the go-ahead run at second with one out here in the top of the fourth inning. Well, when Tina Monroe first came aboard, Karen, were you there to kind of show her the ropes?
Actually, I came with her. This is my 5th year.
Oh, great. You came
with
the team.
27th at Linn-Mar.
Your 27th at Linn-Mar. I got to meet your fantastic new superintendent this past spring, Katie Mulholland.
Right. Right,
and
Steve
I
Gossett.
got to meet Joe before that. I can't remember Joe's last name. He was your...
Pesha.
Yes. He just retired. Swing and a miss by Jeff Cook, the left-handed batter. And Cook singled his first time up. We really want to thank Tina Monroe and Karen Jameson of Indian Creek Elementary for putting together this evening before school starts. And that brings up another question, is Cook takes just low for a ball. When does school start, Karen?
School starts next Monday.
Next Monday.
The 23rd of August.
Are you raring to go?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
Can't wait.
Good. Now, when I was a kid, I was always envious, and this isn't at all unusual for people my age. I grew up in Alton, Illinois, near St. Louis, where it would still be very hot in late August and early September, like it may be here. Everybody keeps telling you, oh, we're going to pay for that mild summer, but is Indian Creek air-conditioned?
No, it isn't, unfortunately. So if it's very, very hot, sometimes we'll have an early dismissal.
Sure.
But the kids are troopers.
Oh, they are. I just remember going to the drinking fountain. Isn't it funny how you remember this? It had this brand name Halsey Taylor, and I used to push the little ivory white fountain switch and just loved to gulp down the cold water.
That's right.
There's nothing like a water fountain in school. A 1-2 pitch now as Cook tried to bunt his way on and missed. He lofts it into shallow left. This is trouble. Brandon Wood is out, and it drops. It dropped over Brandon Wood's head in front of Matt Pauley. A throw to second. That runner dives back in head first. Miscommunication by the Kernels. Matt Pauley came in from left. Brandon Wood was backpedaling into shallow left, and the Jeff Cook pop-up should have been caught by either Pauley or Wood, but it dropped over Brandon's head in front of Matt Pauley at his feet for the cheapest of cheapest singles, and good base running by Augie Murillo as he dove back in ahead of the throw by Matt Pauley, and that's not going to make Colonel skipper Bobby Magallanes happy or proud at all. The one thing he insists upon is that the guys communicate, yell, talk, call for the baseball. Nobody took charge on that, and as a result, the Silverhawks are primed to try to take the lead against right-hander Chris Hunter, whose curveball is a strike to John Kaplan. John doubled down the right field line in the second inning. He's batting with runners at first and second, only one out in the top of the fourth inning. We're tied at 1. Kaplan, a right-handed batter who wears his gray road trousers down at the tops of his shoes like they're pajama pants. And a changeup is low, ball 1 to John Kaplan. Well, Karen, I'm so glad that I bet the kids come Monday, the ones who came here with their families, will be saying one of the highlights of their summer was Indian Creek Elementary night at the ballpark.
Oh, I sure hope so.
The 1-1 now to John Kaplan. The runners go, and the pitch hit him. The pitch hit him on the foot, and he's hobbling down to first, trying to bear weight on that right foot. Chris Hunter, with the runners going, hit John Kaplan with a fastball in the right foot or ankle. He's going to remain in the game, although he's hurt. And the bases are loaded now with only one out for Alberto Gonzalez. The runners were going. Whether that distracted Chris Hunter, I cannot say. But Alberto Gonzalez has a chance. Now Kaplan is still limping. And they're going out to see him. John Kaplan. Now, Karen, I can't tell. At first I thought it was his right foot or ankle. And now the manager of the Silverhawks, along with their trainer, come out to first base. And they're going to look over John Kaplan. Karen, what did you do yourself this summer? That's one of the most favorite questions the teachers will ask the kids, and we hope one of the answers they give is come to the Indian Creek Elementary School night. But what about you and your family?
Oh, we spent my month of July off traveling. We went to Chicago and Minneapolis and San Francisco and Arkansas, my home state.
You're from Arkansas?
I am.
What part?
Berryville, Arkansas. It's in the northwest corner.
Northwest corner, so it's not too far from Missouri.
No, heart of the Ozark Mountains.
Oh, my goodness. Here's Gonzalez taking a curve inside. Now with the bases loaded and one out, South Bend has a golden chance to take the lead in this 1-1 contest. Murillo at third, Cook at second, Kaplan at first. And a high pop fly into shallow right. In comes Madrigal. I don't think the runner from third will score. He tags and he comes a third of the way home, and a good throw by Madrigal keeps the runner at third. It's bases loaded now. 2 out. Alberto Gonzalez could not get it deep enough in right to chase home the go-ahead run, Augie Murillo. And now with 2 out, Mike Goss will bat. Well, Karen, of all those places you've been, and I've never been to that part of Arkansas, it's been years since I've been to San Francisco. Did you have an RV, a mobile home, or how did you do the traveling?
We drove, except for San Francisco. We flew there.
Well, that song by Tony Bennett says it all about San Francisco. He left his heart there. A little looper and a leaping try by Kendrick. He can't get it, and 2 runs are home. A little looper over the head of Howie Kendrick, who gave it his all, leaping high in the air in shallow center, and a Texas League single by Mike Goss makes it 3-1 in favor of South Bend. Don't let anybody tell you this game of baseball is not a game of inches. I mean that the second baseman, Howie Kendrick, missed that ball by less than a quarter of an inch. It just got over his head. And 2 runs scored to make it 3-1. And that botched play in left field by the Kernels cost them 2 runs. It cost them 2 runs in this inning. You can't keep giving teams more than 3 outs, and the Kernels have done that for most of the season in the second half here at home. We are a marvelous road team, but we really struggle at home. Now a swing and a miss by Emilio Bonafacio. Well, Karen, I know you're going to have to head down now because you have some folks participating in the Dairy Queen dugout dance, don't you?
That's right.
Okay, well, listen, thank you so much for being a part of Indian Creek Elementary School Night. Thank you and Principal Tina Monroe for joining us to say hello on the air, and glad you had a wonderful summer. Here's a ball cracked past first. Howie Kendrick has it, throws to Hunter, not in time, a run scores, another man goes to third, and it's 4-1 in favor of the Silverhawks. Karen Jameson, have a great time down below, and enjoy the rest of your night here.
Thank you so much, and let's go, Kernels.
Let's get back on track, guys. Boy, was that a discombobulated play. Nothing Chris Hunter could do. Emilio Bonafacio hit it very softly. Diving to his right was Baltazar Lopez. It got by him. It went to Howie Kendrick. He threw to first with Hunter covering. He threw late. It's an infield single for Emilio Bonafacio. And that one play now has cost the Kernels 3 runs here in the 4th inning. Emilio Bonafacio is credited with an RBI single that scores John Kaplan. And the throw by Howie Kendrick from deep in the hole at second would not have been in time to get Bonafacio. It was dropped by Chris Hunter. As a result, the runner at first, Mike Goss, went all the way to third. And now it's first and third. The 8th man to bat in this inning is going to be Alex Frazier, and the Kernels trail 4-1. We better get Ladd in here from the Springhouse. Is he back up here yet? Yes, he is. Ladd, come on in. I cannot believe the bad turn of events for the Kernels in this inning. My goodness. A hit batter, a couple of cheap hits, and it's 4-1 in favor of South Bend. And Ladd, this is always a special time for us this time of year at home as the season winds down. And welcome to the booth. I know that people around town will recognize your name because you're one of the men that help run the Springhouse.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, John.
Thank you, Ladd. I'm going to have you help us with the pronunciation of your good Irish last name in the bottom of the 4th. A grounder to third. Leahy throws to second for a 4th out of Emilio Bonafacio. That play went Leahy to Kendrick 5-4. Alex Frazier ends the big 3-run 4th for the Silverhawks by bouncing into a force play 5-4. 3 runs for South Bend on 4 hits. No Colonel errors, but certainly a big misplay by the shortstop and left fielder to allow a hit that led to 3 runs. South Bend leaves a pair, and they have stranded 5. We'll be back with Ladd of the Springhouse after 3.5 innings. It's now South Bend 4, the Kernels 1, and you're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Hey, Hawkeye football fans, Gary Dolphin here reminding you that tickets to the home games for the 2004 Iowa Hawkeyes are selling fast, really fast, so don't delay. Tickets are available for Iowa's throwback game against Kent State on September 4th, this year's homecoming game with Michigan State on October 2nd, and Iowa's dates with Purdue and Wisconsin in November. You can purchase your tickets over the telephone by calling 1-800-IA-HAWKS, online at HawkeyeSports.com, or in person at the Athletic Ticket Office inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, or at the Iowa City Coralville Guest Welcome Center inside Coral Ridge Mall. The Hawks also want me to remind you to join in the celebration of the 75th anniversary of Kinnick Stadium by purchasing a patch at your local Hy-Vee food store. The patch is a one-of-a-kind collectible that also offers a variety of benefits, including the opportunity to save $30 on the purchase of a pair of tickets to the throwback game. So don't delay. Purchase your Iowa football tickets and your patch today.
At the Chrome Horse Saloon, we're hog wild for football, food, and fun. Check out our NFL ticket this fall and be a part of the Bears Club. The doors open at 11 with a menu that boasts brick oven pizzas, burgers, and our famous hog wild pork wings. Stay for fun with the Monday through Friday happy hour, 3 to 6 p.m., plus live music Friday and Saturday nights. So go hog wild at the Chrome Horse Saloon, 3rd Street and 8th Avenue Southeast.
Just past 8 o'clock, and we want to remind you that you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Ladd from the Springhouse is here, and Ladd, before that last out that ended the Silverhawk 3-run fourth, I wanted you to share your last name with our listeners.
Yes, it's McGuigan.
And how do you spell that, Ladd?
McGuigan.
Ladd McGuigan. And Ladd, I've been here 9 years, and the Springhouse is the kind of place that good people can make a career, a living, a profession, and I think you've done that. How many years for you at the Springhouse?
I started in 1970.
Are you kidding, Ladd? You have made a career of it.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I guess Lester and Lauren know when they find a good guy, treat him right, and things will work out.
It's been a good place to work.
Here's a high drive into deep right by Brandon Wood. Jeff Cook is drifting back, and he makes the catch. Brandon Wood is skied to deep right, one away in the Kernel fourth inning. Ladd, I know you're in the people business. You're also in the cleanliness and food business. But what do you get a charge out of? What keeps you going after 34 years?
I don't know. That's hard to say. I mean, we just have a good product, and we just serve it to people every day, and it's just a real good place to work.
And it's not called the Springhouse Family Restaurant without reason. It's a terrific place to bring a family.
That's true.
Strike one called on the outside corner to Bobby Wilson, who singled in the first inning. 4-1 Silverhawks. Bobby taps one off his fist to the left of the mound, and it's an infield single. The pitcher went to his right and could not pick it up cleanly. Bobby Wilson's 2 for 2. He was jammed and cracked his bat and reaches on an infield single to the left of the pitching mound as we look down on the diamond. Well, Ladd, you said you started in 1970. Nobody in the real world starts at the top. What was your first job at the Springhouse?
I started out in the dish room. I started on a Friday night of all nights. And I guess I came back.
That's right. You were there on a busy night.
Yes, very busy.
You came back, and now you're, I think Lester said, you're his right-hand man, the guy that's really in charge of running the place on a daily basis.
I'm the assistant manager there, yes.
That's just terrific, Ladd. A strike on the outside corner to Blake Balcom. Bobby Wilson at first. One away in the Kernel, bottom of the fourth inning. There's a strike, a fastball that Blake took on the outside edge, 0-2 to Balcom. Well, Ladd, I'm sure you've been asked this countless times, but I'm curious, I'm sure our listeners are. Is Ladd your given name, or is it short for something?
No, that's my full name.
It's a very distinctive name, and one that if I ever had a little boy, I'd be tempted to consider. It's a very distinguished name.
It's all Irish.
Yes. A bouncer to the third base dugout of the Silverhawks keeps Balcom alive. Blake walks all the way out of the dirt batting circle. Now, let's see, after 34 years, you're up to 6 months vacation, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, at least.
I'm trying to take a page from Lauren's book. Lauren is one of the best. I can't match his wit and his one-line comical jokes, but I thought I'd catch you there, lad.
A drive down the right field line is fair into the right field corner. Bobby Wilson is speeding towards third. Bobby Magallanes is waving him home. The relay throw to the plate, and Bobby is saved, sliding in ahead of the relay throw. To second, Blake Balcom with his 28th double of the year, and it's a 4-2 game. Bobby Wilson scored all the way from first on a double into right field by Blake Balcom. It was a very well-executed relay from the right fielder, Cook, to the second baseman Bonafacio to throw home, just not quite in time to get the sliding Bobby Wilson, and that makes it a 4-2 Silverhawk lead. The Kernels now have a runner at second with only one out. Let's see if Matt Pauley can come up big with a base hit and bring home Balcom to make it a one-run game. Oh, brother, Bobby Wilson sped home all the way from first. Bobby Magallanes sent him, and Bobby just beat the throw on Balcom's 28th double of the year. A changeup is low for a ball. Ball one to Matt Pauley, who lined one at the feet of the third baseman who threw him out, opening up the second inning. Ball two is low, and out to the mound goes the catcher. Well, one thing that Lester told me the very first year I met him, lad, in 1996, he said, John, we have to be better because Collins Road is a quarter mile away, and every franchise known to mankind is there. We have to be different.
Yep, that's true.
And I'll tell you what makes you different. A, you see people that you know at the Spring House. Whenever I go there, somebody comes up to my table, hey, John, how you doing? It could be Tom Pomeroy, it could be Lanny Peterson, it could be someone I don't even know, but they know me. Mm-hmm. And then secondly is, you mentioned the word friendly. A bouncer pass first is a foul ball fielded behind the bag by Edgar Valera. Whoever does the training there does a great job, because I oftentimes, I'll either have one of the veteran waitresses who's made a career there, or I'll have a young community college or high school girl, and they call me sir. They thank me. They make me feel like I count. And a lot of restaurants have lost that. 2-1 to Matt Pauley. The crowd getting jazzed up by some graphics up on the Rockwell Collins game link. Matt is ahead 2. There goes the runner, and Balcom is out at third. Blake Balcom tried to steal third. The pitcher stepped off the rubber without balking and hesitated, but threw to the corner of the bag, and Augie Murillo put the tag on Blake Balcom, who's caught trying to steal. It went 1-5. Balcom thought he'd catch the pitcher napping, and he darn near did. Garrett Mock calmly stepped off the rubber, but then double clutched, and he threw to third. That's a huge out, because now Matt Pauley pops into shallow left. The shortstop going back. The left fielder calls him off. I wish the Kernels would have done that in the top of the fourth inning. If we had, South Bend wouldn't be ahead in this game. Matt Pauley has flown out to shallow left to end the Kernel fourth inning. One run for the Kernels on 2 base hits. There were no South Bend errors, and the Kernels leave nobody on. We go to the top of the fifth inning. We'll wrap things up with Ladd from the Spring House and then say hello to Lester Schmitz. After 4, it's now South Bend on top 4-2, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Gas prices giving you the blues? Get into Randy Kiel Honda and save with great fuel mileage on all Hondas in stock. Still need the SUV, you say? Well, the competitive CR-V will get 24 miles to the gallon. The safest, best family sedan, the Honda Accord, will definitely save the family pocketbook with 34 miles to the gallon. Save even more on gas mileage with the compact Civic, getting you there in 38 miles to the gallon. Or the amazing fuel mileage of the Honda Civic Hybrid, 48 miles to the gallon. And that is in the city. Randy Kiel Honda has a huge selection of pre-owned Hondas, too, all with exceptional fuel mileage. Randy Kiel Honda, the home of confidence, has many other pre-owned vehicles priced to move as well. Randy Kiel Honda boasts the best prices in Iowa on new and pre-owned vehicles. Start the savings now and get into Randy Kiel Honda, 4425 Centerpoint Road Northeast, or on the web at randykiel.com.
Airport National 27-hole public golf course invites you to join our golf family all year with these great specials. 2-for-1 green fees with cart, 2-for-1 range ball, 2-for-1 mini golf. Listen to this unbelievable new special. Only $25 per person for unlimited golf with cart all day long on weekdays, and only $27 per person for unlimited golf, including cart on weekends. Play unlimited twilight golf till dark with free riding cart for only $16 per person. Enjoy fast, friendly, and fun family golf at Cedar Rapids Airport National.
Top of the fifth inning. In the top of the sixth, we'll have our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question for you. Miguel Montero, Edgar Varela, and Augie Marino against Chris Hunter, and a swing and a miss by Miguel Montero. He's 0 for 2, a .271 hitter. The catcher with 10 homers. 52 runs driven in. He's batting cleanup. Chris Hunter has yielded 4 runs on 8 hits, but only about 3 of the balls that have been hit hard. A breaking pitch down and away to Montero. Well, lad, how often is a full-timer who's made a career at the Springhouse, here's a high fly ball to straightaway left, Matt Pauley underneath it, and there's one out in the top of the fifth inning. Miguel Montero flying out to left. How often are you able to make it out here, lad?
To the ball game?
Sure.
Oh, I make it probably 3 or 4 times a year.
Good. Now, how many people in your family? How many kids?
I have 2. They're grown adults now.
Are they in the work world?
Yes.
Are they in the restaurant business?
No, neither one of them are. Oh, I guess Danny is.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one that's part-time in the restaurant industry.
A swing and a foul into the Papa John's Plaza. Say, when you broke in 1970, the Springhouse was just in its infancy, wasn't it?
Yeah, opened in 69.
Okay, so you got in on the ground level.
Yes.
I know Lauren has told me that he went from blink belt to starting a very, very respected and successful business. Ball one inside. Varela is 0 for 2. Edgar holds the bat high above his back ear and takes a changeup low for ball 2. Varela is lined to left, pops to second. 4-2 South Bend, and we're in the top of the fifth inning. A comebacker off the end of the bat. Chris Hunter underhands on his way to first base to Baltazar Lopez. And Chris Hunter is trying to achieve his first 1-2-3 inning of this game. Lester Schmitz is standing by. He'll join us in the bottom of the fifth inning. Lester is one of the 4 owners of the Springhouse. And another unique thing about the Springhouse, lad, the restaurant actually does sit over a spring.
Yes, we do.
I know when you walk. Here's a ground ball knocked down by Chris Hunter. Underhands again to the first baseman. That wasn't a ground ball. It was a sharply hit one-hopper. Hunter trapped it against his right torso and then found the handle, had plenty of time to underhand over to first to get Augie Murillo. And down in order go the Silverhawks for the first time tonight at the hands of starter Chris Hunter. Well, lad, thank you so much. And on behalf of the entire community, I can tell you that the Springhouse, I've always heard people speak nothing but highly about the Springhouse, and that's a real credit to what you do there.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
It's heartfelt, believe me. Lad, enjoy the rest of the evening. You're free to come up and down as often as you like. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning, and the Kernels trail the Silverhawks 4-2, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
With a blazing fastball, Iowa's Hall of Fame pitcher Bob Feller earns the name Rapid Robert for his miraculous speeds no matter what you called him. The same goes for Banks Heating and Air Conditioning, now known as Comfort Solutions by Banks. Comfort Solutions by Banks brings with it the same quality and dependability you've counted on for years. Comfort Solutions by Banks offers free quotes and high-efficiency, environmentally friendly Lennox equipment. Call Comfort Solutions by Banks today at 854-6945. Lennox, making your home a better place with Comfort Solutions by Banks.
I've never heard that kind of voice.
Searching for a professional logistics team of experts to handle your warehousing operations? Look to Worley Warehousing. Worley Warehousing will help you achieve greater efficiencies by providing superior warehouse facilities, technological advancements, and expert professionals. By focusing on technological innovations and keen foresight, Worley Warehousing has grown into one of our nation's leading warehousing operations. Worley Warehousing, your single source for all of your warehousing and distribution needs.
Kernels down by a pair as we bat in the bottom of the fifth inning. Warner Madrigal, who singled into center but was caught trying to steal second, stands in against right-hander Garrett Mock, who delivers a curve in for a strike. Indian Creek Elementary School night, and as you've heard from Ladd from the Springhouse, we're putting the Springhouse in the spotlight. It's their, well, gosh, Lester, help me out. You started off as an advertiser in our program, and I think this is the 7th or 8th year of the most popular portion of our broadcast, the Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia Question. We've been longtime partners.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many years it's been, but we've been with you guys a long time.
And we thank you so much, Lester, not only for that type of loyalty, but I've said this to you and I'll say it to our listeners. You're one of the easiest and most delightful advertisers to work with because you care about a high drive to deep left. The left fielder can't find it. It's in front of the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion, and it's caught on the warning track. Warner Madrigal hit one into orbit that was caught 315 feet away in fair ground on the warning track by Alex Frazier. Boy, that was an exciting out. No, Lester, I wanted to say to you and our listeners how delightful it is to work with people that care about what the heck they're doing.
Appreciate it.
And you guys do. Every time something's new at the Springhouse, whether it be your roasted chicken or your roasted pork chop, which I've sampled, or your couple of years ago you introduced beer and wine coolers, the great job you do promoting yourself in the newspaper with offers, and you always tie us in so that it is congruent with what you're doing elsewhere in your advertising, and boy, does that make sense. Ball one is outside to Lopez. And another big thing that we've been promoting the last couple of years is you've had great response to your birthdays, haven't you?
Oh, our birthday promotion has been tremendous. It'd be hard to believe how many we're sending out a month
That's
now.
what you told me.
Yeah.
People have responded. Well, who doesn't like to be king or queen for a day on their birthday?
That's right. But that's one thing we're set a little different than most restaurants. It's not just your birthday. They get 30 days to use it.
That's right. In the month, or 30 days either side. Lopez on a 1-2 pitch. Takes high. Baltazar struck out swinging in the second. Madrigal flew out to deep left onto the warning track for the first out of the fifth inning. Now a changeup runs the count full to the left-handed batter, Baltazar Lopez. And the Springhouse has become a household name on our broadcasts over the years, and there's a reason for that. We wouldn't recommend it to you if we didn't believe in it. Strike three called. Baltazar is really struggling, and he's down on strikes, a fastball at the knees for the second out of the fifth inning. We want to remind you that Lester will be giving the Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia Question to you in the top of the sixth inning. And Lester, when folks come in having won that, do they generally tell your waitresses or want to talk baseball, or do they just quietly come in and go out?
They pretty much quietly come in and go out.
If they're happy with that $5 certificate, it goes a long way at the Springhouse.
Yeah, we get them all the way through the whole year. Even in the wintertime, some people hold on to them when they come in, and they're good anytime.
That's wonderful. They have that kind of flexibility. Quan Cosby pops one up to the left side onto the grandstand roof. Quan was retired on a terrific bunt down the third base line by Augie Murillo. He threw him out on a play that I thought Quan had beaten out. A swing and a miss on a changeup. And it looks like Garrett Mock is trying to set the Kernels down in order for the second time tonight. He's retired the first two, and he's ahead of the Kernel number 9 hitter 0-2. It's 4-2 Silverhawks. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. Big gap in right center for Quan. Look out, a pitch whizzes up at his arms, and he spins out of the way. John Kaplan is shifted way around into left center. He's the South Bend center fielder. Quan, if he could ram one into the right center field gap, might have his 13th triple of the year. Ball two, a changeup in the dirt. Well, Lester, my dad always said that if you own your own business, everybody talks that's in the corporate world or who works for somebody else about how neat that would be. And it's fun, but it also is the hardest work you'll ever do.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. But it has its rewards. There's nothing like customers coming up and saying, I really enjoyed it, I'm coming back. A ground ball up the middle, and it's a base hit for Quan Cosby. Quan singles through the box into center, and that might be the spark that ignites the Kernels with Howie Kendrick coming up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Lester, you really do get to know folks there at the Spring House.
Yeah, we really do. We get to know them pretty good.
And that makes a difference. One of the things that strikes me when I come in, you take kind of your version of a team picture every year, and it's done professionally by a professional photographer, and that makes or breaks you, that team of people.
That's true. They're the ones that the people see, so they got to be up front. They got to be the number one.
That's right.
You know, John, you talked about that trivia question.
Uh-huh.
You know, you ought to see how many people come up to me and say, you know, you got such great trivia questions on the radio.
That's great.
And
that's what we like to hear.
You know, I just got to let everybody know, I don't write them. But, you know, they think I know an awful lot about baseball.
Well, you probably do, Lester, but thanks for setting them straight. That's neat to know that people say, hey, I love that trivia question of yours, Lester, and you can probably only respond by saying, well, listen, I know a little baseball, but let me show you my unicycle.
Exactly.
Well, that's neat that you hear that feedback, because we do have, just like you have, a legion of followers who look forward to it every night. The 1-0 to Quan Cosby. To Howie. Quan on first, and Kendrick, the leadoff batter, whistles one foul high up into the backstop. It's 1-1 to Howie Kendrick.
You know, it's been a year since I've been here, probably talking to you, do this every year.
Yeah, it has been a year.
And it's been a couple months ago. There was a customer that came in one day, seen that unicycle up there, and asked my wife out front, said, is that Lester I hear in the radio talks with John all the time?
Oh, my, all the time.
Yeah.
A bouncer into right. That's the base hit. Quan Cosby's going to challenge the arm of Jeff Cook, and Quan is safe at third. Howie Kendrick is grounded one through the hole of the right side of the south end infield. Very good base running by Quan Cosby. He had his mind made up from the time he saw that ball in front of him go into right on the ground that he was going to make it to third. Howie did make it to third, and that brings in Ryan Leahy. First and third with 2 out. The Kernels have Leahy up at the plate, who has reached on an error and lined out to shortstop. Leahy in 9 games, batting .235, 1 home run, 2 runs driven in. Back-to-back 2-out singles by Cosby and Kendrick have Ryan Leahy with a chance to cut the South Bend lead to a run or even tie it. Ball one low and away, backhanded by the catcher, Miguel Montero. Lester, when folks come in for the birthday, they have let you know that their birthday's coming up by filling out a simple card on the table.
Yeah, I mean, they're on every table. All they got to do is fill one out. And during the month of their birthday, my wife will get the mailings ready, and she'll send them out. And the letter's good for 1 month. All they got to do is come in with somebody else and buy one, and the other meal's free. So
completely.
Doesn't matter what they buy.
Yep.
It's limited for breakfast, dinner, lunch, anything. I mean, if somebody came in and bought the most expensive thing and bought 2 of them, 1 free.
That is amazing in this day and age. Leahy is in the hole now as Ryan takes a change-up and taps it foul behind the plate. 1-2 to Ryan Leahy. Cosby at third, Kendrick at first. Bottom of the 5th inning, 4-2 Silverhawks. Yeah, that's remarkable, Lester, and that's good for any meal, any item on the menu. Just bring in a friend, and nobody wants to spend their birthday alone.
That's right. Well, that's the whole deal, too. They don't have to do it on their birthday.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. There goes Kendrick. A ball low and a throw to third. Quan is out at third. Quan Cosby was going to try to come home, had the catcher thrown to second. Quan strayed too far off the bag. Yet another base running blunder by the Kernels. The caught stealing goes 2-5. Catcher to third baseman. Quan was going to come home if Montero threw to second. Well, Miguel faked the throw to second. Bobby Magallanes is furious as he goes into the Kernel dugout as the Kernels continue to really play poorly at home. But we're in the game in the 5th inning for the Kernels. No runs, 2 hits, There were no South Bend errors. A man picked off third by the catcher to end the inning. One left. And stay tuned. Lester Schmitz, one of the co-owners of the Springhouse Family Restaurant, will have the Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question for you. After 5, it's South Bend 4 and the Kernels 2. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
This is an emergency. This isn't. Say it's an evening or a weekend, and you have you don't need, but you'd rather not for your doctor's office to open. That's when it's time to visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic. Just walk in, limp in, or even crawl in. And a Mercy Care physician will help you feel better faster. There's a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic near you. Mercy Care North in the new Mercy Health Plaza on Council Street Northeast, and Mercy Care South on Edgewood Road Southwest. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., and weekends, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So next time you have... visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic in your neighborhood.
When searching for a professional logistics team of experts to handle your warehousing operations, look to Worley Warehousing. Worley Warehousing will help you achieve greater efficiencies by providing superior warehouse facilities, technological advancements, and expert professionals. By focusing on technological innovations and keen foresight, Worley Warehousing has grown into one of our nation's leading warehousing operations. Worley Warehousing, your single source for all of your warehousing and distribution needs.
That have hurt them tonight. We go to the top of the 6th inning, and South Bend, Jeff Cook, who's 2 for 2, takes the pitch outside, and now a dandy changeup from Chris Hunter swung on and missed, and that's strike one on the left-handed batter, Jeff Cook. Lester Schmitz is our guest, along with Ladd and Lester's family here tonight. And as we do during the top of the 6th inning during every Kernel broadcast, we give you a chance to earn a $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse. Swinging and fouling one straight back is Cook. He's in the hole 1 and 2. We've had 61 different Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winners. 61 different Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winners this season. If you've been one of those 61, please don't call in this evening. Certainly play along wherever you're tuned in. That has worked very well over the years. Ball 2 is up and away to the batter. And Lester, I think on this Tuesday evening we're going to remind people about one of the signature dishes at the Springhouse. The batter fists one in the air, foul off to the left. And that is the hot beef sandwich served on bread, mashed potatoes, and smothered with gravy. Now, it's your best seller. I like to get my gravy on the side. That's okay, right?
It sure is.
Okay. But that hot beef sandwich is a swing and a miss. It's not a swing and a miss, it's a hit, but that was a swing and a miss, and that's 5 in a row retired by Chris Hunter on a low changeup. He gets left-handed hitting Jeff Cook. People seem to like that as well for lunch and dinner.
It works out for both. And matter of fact, you mentioned that. Pretty soon I'm going to have a picture of that in the parking lot.
A picture of
the hot beef sandwich. It is that popular.
That's great, Lester. Yeah. Now, have you cleared that with the signage and zoning folks?
I got all the rules. I got them all down.
I'd say that Dale Brote's retired now, so you don't have to worry about Dale coming over here.
No, he's a good guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, Lester will have the question in just a moment. John Kaplan is taking a ball downstairs. The Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question, that is. Kaplan takes a strike, a let-up from Chris Hunter. Lester, go ahead and fire away.
Okay, what expansion team debuted with a 65 and 97 record and then skyrocketed to a record 162 the next season?
What was that team? Lester, they were what in their first year of expansion? What was their record?
65 and 97.
And then the following year, they won 100 games and lost only 62. What expansion team accomplished that remarkable feat in their second year of existence? This number to call for the Springhouse Family Restaurant $5 gift certificate, 896-7589. 896-7589. 896-7589 is the number to call. A swing and a miss by John Kaplan. He's even on the count, 2-2. What expansion team? And, well, let's see. We have a phone call already. Ball 3 is high to Kaplan. And we may already have a winner. No, we do not. Okay, Sonia, what was the guess? It was not the Florida Marlins. No. A line drive, foul past third. John Kaplan nearly doubled his way on with one out here in the sixth. It was not the Florida Marlins. The Marlins had great success fairly early in their existence, but not as much as this recent expansion team. Lester, once again, for our fans, what was their record in the first year of, they were an expansion team, and what was their record in the first year?
65 and a 97.
65 wins, 97 losses. Then the very next year,
it was 162.
100 wins in their second year. 896-7589, the number to call for the $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse. 896-7589. John Kaplan wraps one into right. Warner Madrigal with a basket catch. Warner had to scoot to his left, and he cupped it into his chest, into his breadbasket for the second out of the inning, and that is now 6 in a row retired by right-hander Chris Hunter. That number again to call for your chance for a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse. 896-7589. An expansion team. Their first year was won 65 and lost 97, and a curveball hits the batter. That's Alberto Gonzalez taking first with 2 out here in the sixth. And in their second year in existence, I'll even give you a hint, Colonel fans, their first year was 1998, or 1997, I believe. Their second year in the league was 1998, I believe, and there's the phone ringing. We have another incorrect guess, and Sonia, what was it? Not the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. The Devil Rays have never come close to winning 100 games in a season, but they were an expansion team, so it was a well-founded guess. Here's a little looper into center, right at Quan Cosby. Quan has it to end the inning. Mike Goss has lined into center to end the sixth inning. I'll give you one more hint, Colonel fans. This expansion team was first managed by Buck Showalter. They only won 65 games their first year. The very next year, they won 100 games and lost only 62. Their first-year skipper in 97 or 8 was Buck Showalter. We'll be back. I think we'll have a winner. After 5.5, it is the Silverhawks 4 and the Kernels 2. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Log on to the brand new look of ESPNradio.com, which still has the live streaming audio, interviews that you missed, and merchandise for you to check out. But here's a toe-tapping ditty to remind you. Now that makes me want to visit ESPNradio.com.
Saturday morning, it's over easy as Scott Unash dishes up the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner here on the Zone. It's a hearty helping of local sports coverage from the Metro and beyond. All the latest prep news, the way only Scott can serve it up, cooked up live from this week's featured Cedar Rapids Marion Hy-Vee Kitchen. Get your Saturday breakfast special by tuning in to the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner, live from the Hy-Vee Kitchen at 3235 Oakland Road Northeast. Only here on The Zone.
When it comes to life insurance, think ahead. Think about planning for your family's future with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Joyce Safi in Cedar Rapids can help you determine what coverage is right for you and your family. When so much in life is beyond your control, aren't you glad life insurance isn't? For your family's future, think about life insurance from Joyce Safi in Cedar Rapids. Farm Bureau Financial Services, more than you think. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, West Des Moines, Iowa.
Big crowd here on Indian Creek Elementary School night. We're spotlighting one of our longtime partners, supporters, and advertisers, the Springhouse Family Restaurant. And Lester Schmitz is one of the co-owners of the Springhouse. And Lester, let's repeat the question, and after we do that, we'll congratulate our winner. I'm sorry, Lester. I'm sorry, I flipped the card. Right. There you go.
Okay, the question was, what expansion team debuted with a 65 loss and a 97 record, and they skyrocketed to the next year to 100 wins and 62 losses the next season.
And the answer was the Arizona
Diamondbacks,
the parent club of the Silverhawks, and we did have a winner.
And Ryan from Marion. Congratulations, Ryan.
Ryan, that's fantastic. Congratulations, as Lester said. You've earned a $5 gift certificate to the Spring House. Quite a turnaround in 1 year by Buck Showalter. A bouncer to first, bobbled by the first baseman, and he never could find the, well, I guess he did find the handle in time to step on the base ahead of the hustling Ryan Leahy. Leahy, a one-hopper that Edgar Valera had butterfingers on. He could not find the handle after bobbling it. Went down, reached at his feet 2 times, finally recovered in time. I thought he missed the base, but the base umpire, Darren Boudon, had a good look at it, and Ryan Leahy is out for the first out of the Kernel 6th inning.
Now, I want to say, John, you know, Ladd that was talking earlier.
Yes?
Yeah, his son works at the Spring House.
He does?
Yeah, he did make that clear. I understand that.
Okay.
But his son, as well as my son, works there, too.
I knew your son did, Lester. And
yeah, he's the night manager.
That's
there.
what I thought.
Yeah.
And his first name?
Keith.
Keith, okay.
Keith. I want to say hi to Keith and everybody at the Spring House. I know they're listening to the radio right now.
Well, you darn right they are. Strike one to Brandon Wood. I'm glad they're listening in, and I know Keith has made a very, very good transition. For a young guy, it's not easy to work the hours he is asked to work at night. A strike on the outside edge to Brandon Wood. Brandon is 0 for 2 tonight, and he's batting with 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th inning, 4-2 South Bend. A slider is outside for a ball from Garrett Mock, a first-year pitcher. Right out of the University of Houston, Arizona took him in the 3rd round. The 1-2 to the Kernel All-Star shortstop is popped high in the air towards the Kernel first base dugout. The catcher, Miguel Montero, has run out of room. It's 3 rows up. Well, Lester, what does Ladd's son do at the Spring House?
He's one of our cooks down there, too.
Okay.
Yep. Works back in the kitchen, works all around.
Are your guys considered something between a chef and a short-order cook? How would you characterize what they do? One thing they do is I've never waited more than 15 minutes for a hot homemade meal at the Spring House.
That's because, you know, anybody that works down there in the back, they do a little bit of everything. They work back in the kitchen, they work in the dish room, they work out front of the line. Whatever needs to be done at the time, that's where they're at.
Okay, so they get to know, they know that every part is dependent on the other part. Yeah. They're not an island. You don't have a guy saying, well, that guy in the kitchen doesn't know that I have customers to serve out here.
That's right.
He does know.
Yes.
Okay. And another thing we have said throughout the season, which I know a lot of folks need to be reassured of, is the 1-2 pitch is headed home to Brandon Wood. Strike 3 called, and there are 2 out here in the 6th inning. That was a slider at the knees. Some people have a yearning for breakfast at different times of the day, and the Spring House doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We serve breakfast anytime, morning, noon, and night. And it is very popular.
Oh, yes, it is. And I always get there's a nickname for it on the menu. It's pretty much what the hungriest guy. Here's a ball lifted into shallow right by Bobby Wilson. The second baseman is backpedaling and makes the catch, gloves it for the final out. And that is a quick 1-2-3 inning. The Kernels go in order. Bobby Wilson popping to shallow right where the second baseman Bonafacio caught it. Down in order go the Kernels in the 6th inning. We're going to continue with Lester for an inning or so and then turn him loose so he can enjoy the rest of the ball game down below with his family and friends. After 6, it's 4-2 South Bend, and you're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services and the Kernels would like to thank the legions of parents throughout the community who are encouraging and helping their children to read this summer. The time and attention you spend supporting your child's reading effort means the world to them. Toyota Financial Services and the Kernels thank you for making a true difference in the welfare of your children. From helping them pick out their books to initialing their bookmarks and bringing them to the stadium to get their reading rewards, from Toyota Financial Services, you're the best.
Been looking to buy a used car, truck, or van? If so, head to Select Auto now. All vehicles are priced to sell with bottom line pricing. Monthly bills getting you down? Can't afford the car of your dreams? No problem. Select Auto offers payment plans to fit around your budget. Select Auto also offers great warranties on all cars, not to mention their experienced and friendly staff in their full-service service department. Hate being chased around the lot by those annoying salespeople? At Select Auto, you won't be bothered by any salespeople. You deal directly with the owners. Got bad credit? Not a problem. They offer financing for any credit, good or bad. Still not sold? Purchase any used car over $5,000 and get $200 in free gas at any Handy Mart. Hurry in. This deal only lasts through the month of July. What are you waiting for? Visit either of Select Auto's 2 convenient locations, on 1st Avenue, downtown Cedar Rapids, or on 7th Avenue in Marion. Select Auto, a great way to buy a pre-owned car.
Well, Chris Hunter, an 8-game winner with the Kernels, has pitched very well. His fielding let him down in the 3-run South Bend 4th inning. We go to the top of the 7th, and it's 4-2 South Bend. It'll be their number 2, 3, and 4 men in the order to face right-hander Chris Hunter. Kernels in their red knit batting practice tops with Red Sox all-red caps. South Bend in their gray uniforms with black numbers, black letters trimmed in mustard gold. The Kernels have a right-hander up in their bullpen, and that right-hander is Aaron Pullen. Emilio Bonafacio is 2 for 2 with an RBI single and a sacrifice bunt. Bonafacio is first up against Chris Hunter. Emilio is only 19 years old. He's from the Dominican Republic, and he swings and misses strike 1. Well, Lester, your gang down below, your friends and family seem to be having a great time tonight.
You know, you talked earlier about that unicycle of mine, that 8.5-foot unicycle.
You bet.
It just so happens my future son-in-law was over tonight. We got a little side bet on if he's going to ride that little one or not, but I did get my big one out and rode it a few feet down the driveway for him tonight.
You won the bet.
No, I just showed him I could do it.
Okay.
Show him what he's up against.
Oh, he's going to try to learn it?
No, the little one.
Oh,
he has to do.
Oh, okay. Well, that's another treat about going to the Spring House is there really is a unicycle there, and Lester had competitions with his brother when he was growing up and learned to ride it very well. Ball 1 is inside to the left-handed batter. Now Bonafacio takes upstairs. Ball 2. Emilio's a 241 hitter, a homer, 29 RBIs. He has good speed, 32 steals and 41 attempts. He was in the hole 0-2, and now he's run the count even. Chris Hunter winds and brings it. Swing and a miss. Chris Hunter fans Emilio Bonafacio, and that is Chris's third strikeout of the game. We're right in this game, down 4-2. We've been out hit 8-7. Each team has committed an error. Well, Lester, you mentioned the new sign that will be going up featuring that favorite at the Spring House, the hot beef sandwich with gravy and bread and mashed potatoes. A curve is a strike. Overall, is the business climate coming back to where it was before the tragedy of 9/11? Are people spending their disposable income to go out to eat?
It's not changing yet. I mean, different days, it seems to peak up. I mean, it's so erratic right now.
It is, okay.
I mean, we have
unpredictable.
No idea.
Okay.
Like Monday, we had a very busy Monday.
Uh-huh.
You know,
came out of the
Friday
blue.
we can be slow.
Okay. You just
it's
don't
hit
know.
and miss.
Yep.
And it's like that in all the restaurants that I've talked to.
Yep.
So
2-1 now to Alex Frazier. We scratched our heads this weekend, Lester. We had great crowds, over 3,300 Friday and Saturday night. A change-up and a swing and a miss by the right-handed batter. But we thought we'd have 4,000. But then we forgot the Corn Festival at St. Jude's, the State Fair that Bob Brooks told us a steady stream of RVs and recreational vehicles were headed to Des Moines and people taking vacations. So you may think you have it figured out, and sometimes you're surprised for the best, and sometimes you fall a little short of your expectations.
Well, when we get back in the school schedule here, things will start getting back in the routine.
Very
Everybody
steady.
will be fine.
Yep. Uh-oh, a deep drive to left. It is hooking, and it's ruled foul by the plate umpire on to 8th Avenue by Alex Frazier. Nothing but a long strike to keep the count full at 3-2.
Well, we got everything in place down there to take care of the customers when they come in at night, too. I got a good night man down there. Reggie will give them a good meal behind the grill.
Oh, you mean by night, you mean even...
the evening time.
Okay.
You know.
You're open till
9 o'clock.
Okay. Ball 4 is low to Alex Frazier, and that walk is the first issued. Chris Hunter has hit 2 batters, but that's the first man he has walked. 1 on, 1 out for Miguel Montero. Yeah, I'll tell you what's neat about the meals there is you'll finish a meal and then the waitress will say, now what do you want for dessert?
Usually Cassie's pies is the answer.
That's right. Well, Lester, your dad has dropped in, and I know Lauren has passed the torch to you. You co-own it, and now your son is the night manager, and there's, like we said before, there's a deeper level of pride. There goes the runner, and a swing and a foul straight back, evening the count to Montero. Alex Frazier running on a hit and run. When you're a family-owned business, there's no place to turn. When things go well, you take the credit, and when there's a mistake, you have to tell your public, we'll do better next time.
Exactly. You know, this is kind of one of those, opposite things, where, like you said, Dad passes the torch. That was kind of not the case this time. I've been the one down there as long as Ladd. Not quite as long as Ladd, but and then I brought Dad into the business.
Lester, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I brought him into the business.
After Linkbelt.
Yeah, exactly. I was already there.
I did not know that, Lester.
Yeah.
That is a neat story. That is a neat story.
I sign his paychecks, John.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. There's the Schmidt sense of humor that out of nowhere, boom.
But before I leave, I just want to mention people. I know you've been promoting that roasted chicken. It's really good for us.
Yep.
And I can't say enough that come down, grab a to-go menu. It's right there at the cash register.
You can get it to go?
You can get it to go. We got a to-go menu. Come in. You don't have to buy anything. Just grab a menu at the register so you can pick up that menu. And I tell you, we got one of the best roasted chicken in town, I'll tell you.
That is without question, Lester. And I had the pork chop, and I'll tell you what. That roasted brand was a great move for the Springhouse, bringing that on.
We did do a lot of research on the chicken, and all the way down to the chicken and everything we use, and I think we use the best quality of everything we can get for that.
Well, and I'm sure the buying public has learned that, but we want more people to try it, and as Lester said, they can make it as easy as just coming into the front register. The 2-2, the runner goes, and a bouncer foul.
Just pick up that menu, and phone number's on there, call it in, we have it ready.
That is pretty neat. Makes it easy for moms and dads.
Sure does.
Well, Lester, I didn't know if Lauren was planning on saying hello. Can we have him say hello?
You sure can.
Lester, thank you.
John, it's been great seeing you here tonight.
And one last thing, Lester, thank you for adjusting your schedule. I know I let the season almost slip through the hourglass and really sprung this on you later than we wanted. And thank you for being so professional about it. A lot of guys would have hit the roof or jumped down my throat, but thank you. We'll plan better next year. I can assure you that. But thank you for being willing to accommodate our Tuesday here.
Well, I appreciate it, John. This is really fun for us.
Good, and I'm glad it is. Lester, thank you so much. Miguel Montero swings and misses. That's a big strikeout because they're now 2 away. And Lauren Schmitz is going to spend just a little bit of time with us here because, as Lester said, it's a family operation. Boy, Lauren, I'm learning more and more. I did not know that coming from Linkbelt, Lester had planted the seeds there at the Springhouse. That's wonderful.
Yeah, we had a chance. It took me 3 years before we ended up deciding to buy the place, but we finally bought the complex, and it's been working out well.
Worked out very well. Edgar Varela, a left-handed batter, lifts one in the air, and Ryan Leahy is sprinting over towards the South Bend dugout, and it's 1 row up into the seats for strike 1. Lauren, one thing I wanted to make sure you had a chance to talk about was how much the work done in this community has helped your family. You have a very special daughter.
Oh, yeah. We have a Down syndrome daughter. She just turned 40, lives in Discovery Living Group Home Organization. It's been a great organization. I've been on the board for the last 13 years, and the rewards are just fantastic.
A bouncer up the middle, and Brandon Wood fields it at the same time. He steps on second base to end the inning. Edgar Valera forces Alex Frazier at second on a bouncer over the hill, and that's 7 solid innings of work by Chris Hunter. In the 7th, no runs for the Silverhawks. no hits, a walk, no Colonel errors. South Bend leaves a runner. They've now stranded 7. 7th inning stretch. Lauren Schmitz will visit with us and help us get a run or two in the bottom of the 7th. Lauren is from the Springhouse. After 6.5, the Colonels down by a pair to South Bend, 4-2, and you're enjoying Colonel baseball on the Zone.
None of us can do anything about a bad day, but we can make certain nothing happens to all of our tomorrows. Take everything out of the hands of chance with a well-planned insurance program tailored specifically to your needs. Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, is an expert in insurance matters. Phil Andrews will develop the right insurance plan for your home, car, business, and life. Depend on Phil Andrews, your hometown professional with Pekin Insurance.
Dun, 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 dun,
Da-da-da-da-da! Hey, call the A-Team! Hey, Matt, thanks for having us over for the game, but, we could have had it at my house. My TV is bigger, and my AC works.
I thought you were supposed to get that fixed while your wife was out of town this week.
Oh, man, I totally forgot, and she's coming home tomorrow.
She's going to kill you.
What am I going to do?
You need to call the A-Team.
The A-Team?
Yeah, Ahern Plumbing and Heating. They can get you service in 24 hours, guaranteed.
I better call Ahern Plumbing and Heating right away.
The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons is Cedar Rapids' exclusive downtown hotel. Make plans to experience a spectacular view from the top of the 5 restaurant. Start your day off with us for breakfast, or make a lasting impression on your business associates by treating them to our signature lunch buffet that changes daily. For any occasion, enjoy an elegant dinner or the Eddie Picard Jazz Trio in the city's only rooftop restaurant. The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons, top of the 5.
Go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Blake Balcom, Matt Pauley, Warner Madrigal will bat against Garrett Mock. There's nothing doing in the South Bend bullpen. It looks like Aaron Pullen will come on and relieve starter Chris Hunter, who certainly deserved a better fate tonight. Hunter and the Colonels trailing 4-2. Blake Balcom, number 5 hitter in the Allen Motor Company order, with an RBI double into right his last time up. And he swats one hard on one hop. The second baseman is knocked over by it, but spins and throws Balcom out. Blake Balcom hits a cover off the ball, a one-hop bullet, first pitch swinging, and he almost knocked Emilio Bonafacio. Well, he did knock him into the outfield, but Bonafacio on that hard-hit ball recovered, and from shallow right, he threw out Balcom, 1 pitch, 1 out in the Colonel 7th inning, 4-2 in favor of South Bend. Matt Pauley swings and fouls one into the glove of Miguel Montero, the catcher. Well, Lauren, as we were wrapping up that top of the 7th, Lauren Schmitz of the Springhouse, you were telling us about the wonderful life your daughter has led, and she just turned 40, and I wanted you to repeat the name of her housing.
Discovery Living is a group home organization in town here. We have 17 group homes and about a half a dozen apartments. We house 66 kids, I think it is, mentally retarded, physically handicapped adults. We're a nonprofit organization, and it's just been great. The kids are all got so many activities, and they love it. It's good for the parents. It's good for the whole community.
A high pop fly into shallow left center. The shortstop is out about 50 feet. And in left center, Matt Pauley's pop-up is caught by Alberto Gonzalez. 2 gone in the Colonel 7th inning, and that's now 5 in a row retired by right-hander Garrett Mock. Let's see if Warren Madrigal can get something started for the Colonels here in this bottom of the 7th inning. Haven't had time yet to check results from the State Farm Major League scoreboard. We'll do that for you here in the bottom of the 7th, and as we make our way into the 8th inning. Warner Madrigal is 1 for 2. Swing and a miss, a home run cut, strike 1. We've been out hit 8-7, trail 4-2. State Farm Insurance agents Lanny Peterson, he's a regular at the Springhouse. Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, and Gary Schubat bring us this look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Warren Madrigal lashes one over the third baseman's head into left, and Madrigal, a screaming liner, for a 2-out single. That evens the hits at 8 apiece. Warner Madrigal is 2 for 3. And now let's see if Baltazar Lopez can come out of his tailspin. Baltazar was very deep in the Kernel batting order, 8th in the Allen Motor Company lineup because he's been struggling recently. He has struck out twice tonight. On the State Farm Major League scoreboard, a final from Citizens Bank Ballpark. Houston scored 5 in the fourth and made it hold up. A line drive into left field by Lopez is a base hit. Warner Madrigal will round second and hold on. Another 2-out pair of hits. The Kernels had a pair of 2-out singles in the 5th inning, and Lopez looked good as he collects his first hit of the game, thrashing one over the shortstop Gonzalez's head into left. Madrigal stops at second, and now Quan Cosby, the batter, with 2 on, 2 out. Philadelphia and Houston tonight at Citizens Bank Park. Houston scored 5 in the 4th inning and blanked the Phillies 5-0. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning at Miller Park. The Brewers lead the Cubs 3-1. In the bottom of the 5th in Busch Stadium, the Reds 2, the Cardinals 1. Colorado at Denver's Coors Field is batting in the bottom of the 2nd with the Mets ahead 2-0. Here comes the pitching coach of the Silverhawks out to the mound so we can continue our look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Top of the 1st, they're just underway. The Pirates and Diamondbacks scoreless at Bank One Ballpark. Later tonight, the Braves and Padres at Petco Park. The Dodgers host the Marlins at Chavez Ravine, and it's the Montreal Expos taking on San Francisco at SBC Park. In the American League, they're in the bottom of the 8th inning at Camden Yards. The A's are pounding the Orioles 11-0. Bottom of the 9th inning at Fenway Park, the Blue Jays 4, the Devil Rays 4. Our parent club, the Anaheim Angels, are playing in St. Petersburg, Florida, and Tampa Bay leads the Angels 5-3 in the top of the 8th inning. Bottom of the 4th in Texas, the Rangers stomping the Indians 9-1. The White Sox trail at Comiskey to the Tigers 4-0 in the top of the 3rd. Minnesota 4, the Yankees 0, top of the 6th at the Metrodome. And at Kauffman Stadium, the Mariners are trampling the Royals 9-1 in the top of the 5th inning. That's our complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Well, let's see if Quan Cosby can come through with a big hit here in this bottom of the 7th inning. 2 on, 2 out. The Kernels trail 4-2. Ball 1 low after the pitching coach, Jeff Pico, the former Cub right-hander, came out to the mound to talk to Garrett Mock. Now there is action in the South Bend bullpen. The Silverhawks have a right-hander up. It's Ruben Vincente. Ball 2 in the dirt to Quan, who's ahead 2-0. Howie Kendrick on deck. Well, Lauren, with things heading into in the midst of another successful year at the Springhouse, have you had a chance for some vacation, or is your vacation that Monday morning golf every week?
Monday morning golf this year so far.
That's pretty relaxing.
You were visiting a little bit there about Lanny Peterson.
Yes.
And here just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we fed most of your Kernels families. And
Up here
with the roasted chicken
Oh.
and had the whole group. And
Lauren.
I don't know if you were able to sneak in and get a piece that day or not.
Lanny always invites me, but I'm always getting ready for the broadcast. Ball 3, it's 3-1 to Quan, and boy, what a great thing the Springhouse did, because those host families, Lauren, are so helpful.
Yeah, they're very important to the whole program.
Yes, they are.
Without it, it just wouldn't be.
No, it would not. It wouldn't be.
There's a lot of praise goes out to Lanny and his group for all of that, and we do appreciate that.
Well, we thank you for feeding them that special monthly gathering they have. Quan, a little looper into center. It may fall. No, it's caught by John Kaplan to end the inning. Oh, Quan made a bid on a 3-1 pitch to dump one into center, but John Kaplan came pedaling in and made the grab in shallow center. Even though the Kernels have out-hit South Bend 9-8, we trail after 7 innings 4-2. No runs in the 7th. A pair of 2-out singles. There were no Silverhawk errors. The Kernels leave a pair. We stranded 3. A new hurler, Aaron Pullen, is taking over on the hill. As we go to the top of the 8th, it's still South Bend leading the Kernels 4-2, and this is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
You save big money, when you shop Menards.
Stock up for home and school at Menards. Stay organized with stackable storage crates on sale for just 46 cents after rebate. 4x6 foot plush area rugs are great for dens and dorm rooms. Choose from a large assortment of styles and colors, only $8.95. Shed some light on the subject with an adjustable swing arm desk lamp, just $28.88. Save big at Menards on compact refrigerators, great for home and back to school. Plus, pick up great deals on laundry supplies now during the Priced Right sale at Menards. A 96-ounce bottle of bleach is on sale for just 82 cents. 100-ounce Ajax liquid laundry detergent is only $2.19. And enter for your chance to win a Cadillac CTS. See store for details. Get grade A savings for home and school at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The wildest stars and hottest musical groups are appearing nightly on the most unpredictable show on late-night television.
Drunks are dumping beer on the camera guy's head.
Jimmy Kimmel Live from Hollywood.
Wow.
What is this? Oh, it's an emotion lotion. It gets hot when you blow on it. Oh, and look at the flavor. Raspberry cheesecake. Why, it'll be like a buffet in my pants.
It's not just another cooking show. It's Jimmy Kimmel. Weeknights at 12:05 on KCRG TV9.
It's just past 9 o'clock, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Augie Murillo is first up against Kernel right-hander Aaron Pullen. Aaron is on for the 42nd time out of the Kernel bullpen with his 7-2 one-loss record, 2 saves. Aaron Pullen, a right-hander, pitches to Murillo, and Augie, trying to bunt his way on, fouls it off the glove of catcher Bobby Wilson, strike one. Great news, a good crowd tonight, 3,362. 3,362.
It's not a full house, but it certainly is a good group.
Yeah, it really is, Lauren. We're so blessed to have this magnificent new stadium that so many people have discovered the last 3 summers and springs. A pitch ripped into left for a leadoff single. Aaron Pullen has given up an 0-1 single to left by Augie Murillo. The hits are even now at 8 apiece. And the batter is Jeff Cook here in the top of the 8th inning. Chris Hunter was spectacular. 7 innings pitched, 4 runs, only 3 earned on 8 hits. Chris fanned 3, walked 1, hit 2 batters, and threw 2 wild pitches. He cannot win his 9th game of the year, and hopefully the Kernels can rally so that he will not lose his 6th game of the year. Jeff Cook may be bunting. He tries a bunt, and it's fouled behind home plate for strike 1 to Jeff Cook. Cook is 2 for 3. The runner at first is Augie Murillo. Aaron Pullen has pitched 64 in a third inning, surrendered 57 hits in 64 in a third, struck out 62 in 64 in a third, walked only 25. A pitch out, and the runner holding Augie Murillo is 7 for 10 in stolen bases. South Bend has the most stolen bases of any team in the league, 137 in 119 games. In on the grass at third is Ryan Leahy for the Kernels. Pullen is set at the belt. He throws to first, and Augie Murillo dives back in safely. Just past 9 o'clock. 3,362 here, including our spotlight sponsor tonight, the Springhouse Family Restaurant. Lauren Schmitz is with us. There goes the runner, and a deep drive into right center. Quan on the run, can't get it, and it'll be an RBI double for Jeff Cook. Maybe a triple. Murillo scores, and Cook to third. No throw. It's an RBI triple for Jeff Cook, and that really hurts the Kernel chances tonight. Augie Murillo has scored all the way from first on a triple over the head of Quan Cosby in right center. Jeff Cook is 3 for 4, and the Silverhawks have scored for the first time since the 4th inning. They do so on a single and a triple here to open up the 8th inning against reliever Aaron Pullen. Well, Lauren, you've seen a lot of great things happen in Cedar Rapids over your lifetime here, and I wondered, of all the recent things, the new stadium, the new ice arena, the new YMCA, the new swimming pools, the school bond issue, new Xavier High School, new IMAX Theater, what in your mind has been most gratifying as a lifelong resident of Cedar Rapids?
Well, it's just kind of nice to see the whole town grow.
Yeah.
When I come to town in '56, why, it was relatively a small town compared to now. It was only 35,000.
Is that right?
It has grown. It's prosperous well. It's unique that they went in all phases of it instead of all in one corner of it.
Yes.
And we've got some good things going that hopefully that they'll just excel from here.
Well, I couldn't agree. As only living here 9 years, we have made remarkable progress at reasonable pace. 3-0 now to John Kaplan, the infield in for the play at the plate. Kaplan, a line drive into shallow center. Quan has it. And the throw home by Cosby sails late into the third base side of home plate. A sacrifice fly off the bat of John Kaplan. It came on a 3-0 count, and now the Silverhawks enjoy a commanding 6-2 lead here in the top of the 8th inning. John Kaplan lining one into center. Quan's throw is not in time to get Jeff Cook, and South Bend up by 4 now, 6-2 in the top of the 8th inning. Lauren, when you came here, and you said 56 or 57?
56.
The population was about 35,000.
35,000 was Cedar Rapids.
My goodness.
Hiawatha was just a slow-down place in the road. There was actually country in between Marion and Cedar Rapids.
Is that right?
So it has grown and taken a different light. Today you pick up the newspaper and we're city limits joining Johnson County.
I saw that, which is remarkable.
So it is spreading out, but still a great group of people.
We've always had that. A high fly ball, a can of corn into shallow center. Quan Cosby comes in and has it for the second out of the inning. Alberto Gonzalez, the number 9 hitter, is 0 for 3 as he flies to center, 2 away following the 2-run outburst by South Bend here in their half of the 8th inning. They're up 6-2. Well, Lauren, it's amazing that when Lester founded the Spring House in '69, you had no way of knowing that it would be so prosperous and so respected 35 years later. Have you done anything special in your 35th year to kind of commemorate it?
Not really. We're just kind of hanging in there, and this year they redid the road out there.
Yes, they did. A ground ball off of Pullen's glove up the middle, and Brandon Wood, cruising to his left in front of second base, picks it up and throws Goss out. Mike Goss is gone. It went 1-6-3, pitcher to Wood to first base, and we'll hear about those road improvements that Lauren was referring to on Center Point Road, because that's become a real central key artery in our city. 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning for South Bend on 2 hits. There were no Kernel errors, and the Silverhawks strand no one. We go to the home half of the 8th inning, and the Kernels have a steeper climb now, trailing South Bend 6-2. You're enjoying Kernel baseball on the Zone.
Boy, Lauren, this game is going.
Hometown Restyling.
Hometown Restyling. For all your remodeling needs, satisfaction is guaranteed. Hometown Restyling specializes in all of your home's interior, exterior needs. Come and visit one of our showrooms, one in Hiawatha, one in Coralville, and see the possibilities. Windows, siding, sunrooms. Please call 378-1221.
Hometown Restyling.
There's no place like home.
Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center reminds you, the planting season continues all summer long. They still have a large selection of perennials, trees, shrubs, and evergreens that are potted, growing, tenderly cared for, and ready to plant. Add a splash of color with a few plants, or let Peck's experts design a complete landscape plan and professionally install it for you. Stop in or call for an estimate. Be sure to look for Peck's Plant Feature of the Week and let them advise you just how it will fit into your landscape. In fact, Peck's can answer all your growing questions. Peck's Flower Shop, Garden Center, Nursery, and Landscaping at the corner of Blair Spur and Edgewood Roads Northeast has been growing with the Cedar Rapids area since 1956.
to get the big hit tonight. Even though we've had 9, we trail 6-2. South Bend has 10 hits, and right-hander Garrett Mock, a third-round pick of the Diamondbacks out of the University of Houston, is ready to set sail against the top of the Kernel order. Howie Kendrick singled and scored back in the first inning. He singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3, batting .357. Howie buckles his knees on a curve for a strike. Lauren Schmitz is with us in the latter part of this game. He's one of the owners of the Springhouse Family Restaurant. And Lauren, we were chatting between innings as Howie swings at a changeup and misses strike 2 that Cedar Rapids has, I think, one of the highest illustrations of praise a community can have is if people move here because of the lack of crime, the affordable living, the affordable entertainment, the quality of life, as they say, the great schools. You have documented proof of that.
Right. When I come to town in '56, of course the town was smaller. We got married and we had a Down syndrome daughter, and there was not a group home in town. And now there's 5 different organizations in town that support mentally retarded, physically handicapped, the needy. It's just great to be part of all of that. There's probably well over 100 homes now, the community supports, and it's just great to see all that support and all around. It used to be a fight to get a home in the neighborhood, and anymore it's just common practice.
Well, that's great news. A swing and a miss by Howie Kendrick on a 1-2 pitch, and that strikeout for the first-year pro. Garrett Mock is his 4th of the night, 1 away in the Kernel 8th inning, 6-2 in favor of South Bend. And Lauren, you were telling me because of that proliferation of availability of group homes for people like your daughter who can not only live but work in the community, the word has gotten out about that.
It has. People from all over the country, California, Colorado, Arizona, they're searching out and moving back here for all of these programs. They get a good education, and people are respected in the neighborhoods, and it's great to be part of that.
Yes, it is. California and Colorado. Ryan Leahy sends a charge into one and skies it into left center, where John Kaplan scoots over to his right to bring it down. 2 gone in the Kernel 8th inning. We just haven't been able to get our men on early in the inning. Only twice tonight have the Kernels put their leadoff man on, and that's been one of the differences in the game. The other, a misplayed fly ball in left center back in the Silverhawks 3-run 4th inning. Chris Hunter pitched well as the starter, but the Kernels are down by 4 with 2 away and nobody on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brandon Wood swings and misses strike 1. Now a ground ball to the left of the diving shortstop. He smothers it, gets up and throws Brandon Wood out. A fine play to his left by Alberto Gonzalez as he dove to his left and threw out Brandon Wood. 1-2-3, nothing across for the Kernels, the top of the order, down in order in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, Lauren, we're going to let you spend the last inning with your family and friends below, but on behalf of the Kernels, we really can't put into words what the friendship has meant between our ball club and the Springhouse. You guys are golden in every way, and we thank you for that.
Well, we'll appreciate it, and we'll have a lot of fun the rest of the year here.
You're darn right. Lauren
Thank you,
Schmidt,
Don.
thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
We thank you for everything. Lauren Schmidt, earlier this summer, the Springhouse fed our host families in a wonderful event that Lanny Peterson stages each month here. And Lauren, Lester, and the Springhouse have been 9-year supporters of the Kernels. You don't see that kind of loyalty in the modern age, but the Springhouse gives that kind of loyalty. We go to the top of the ninth. It's 6-2 South Bend, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services and the Kernels would like to thank the legions of parents throughout the community who are encouraging and helping their children to read this summer. The time and attention you spend supporting your child's reading effort means the world to them. Toyota Financial Services and the Kernels thank you for making a true difference in the welfare of your children. From helping them pick out their books to initialing their bookmarks and bringing them to the stadium to get their reading rewards, from Toyota Financial Services, you're the best.
Termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book. The other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book. The other book.
Here we go to the top of the ninth inning. Lester Schmidt and proud grandfather Lauren. Lester's daughter's going to get married a little bit later this year. Is that the one, Lauren? Yes, I got to meet her and her fiance. As a new hurler takes over for the Kernels, and let's see if this is Wayne Hedden. It is Wayne Hedden. Wayne has rejoined the ball club, and it's great to see him out there. He pumps in a strike to Emilio Bonafacio. Wayne Hedden back with the Kernels after leaving the ball club. A little looper into left. Matt Pauley drifts 2 steps back, and Emilio Bonafacio retired on a fly ball to left. One out in the top of the ninth inning. Wayne Hedden left the ball club on June 15th, went to Provo, and in 16 games, Wayne did great. 28 appearances. He struck out 24, walked 10, a 1.93 ERA. Wayne Hedden is on the hill now for the Kernels in relief of Aaron Pullen, who came on for starter Chris Hunter. One away in the top of the ninth inning. And a strike is in to Alex Frazier. A let-up from Hedden is high and in for ball one. Wayne, Hedden. Wayne Hedden pitching to Alex Frazier. A change-up is in for a strike called, and Wayne Hedden already looks much improved from when we saw him in May and June as a Colonel. Wayne is 6'2", 205. He's only 21 years old, and he's from Tampa. Fastball, and that one's fouled straight back by Frazier. South Bend, a run in the first. The Kernels answered with a run. The Silverhawks scored 3 runs on 4 hits and a Kernel misplay, not an error, but a misplay in the 4th inning. The Kernels scored their only other run in this game in the bottom of the 4th. A changeup and a swing and a miss by Frazier. Alex Frazier has gone on strikes, and there are 2 gone quickly in the South Bend 9th inning. We've had so many wonderful guests this evening that we'll have to put our kernel of wisdom on hold for you. We'll have that for you tomorrow. Plus, this game has gone very quickly, hasn't it? We're in the top of the 9th inning. South Bend with 2 out, nobody on. They have left-handed hitting Miguel Montero at the plate, and the Silverhawks enjoy a 6-2 lead. They've out-hit us 10-9. Miguel Montero's nothing for 4. He whacks one hard, a sinking liner into right, and Warner Madrigal comes in quickly to make the play. Oh, Miguel Montero lined a sinking ball into right. It was caught by Warner Madrigal, and down in order go the Silverhawks at the hands of right-hander Wayne Hedden in the top of the 9th inning. Can the Kernels rally and pull this one out of the fire or send it to extra innings? It's a pretty steep hill to climb. After 8.5, South Bend 6, the Kernels 2, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double doors.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Costco?
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the work.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters.
Right now?
My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters make things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
When it comes to fun in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, nothing compares to the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub. As you bask in the soothing comfort of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub, you'll be taking in the action from a breathtaking perch just above the left field wall. Register for your chance to be drawn as the winner of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub by visiting Westdale Mall.
Well, a rarity. Garrett Mock, in his first year of pro baseball, is going to try to go the distance against the Kernels. It's 6-2 South Bend as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Mock is trying to even his record at 2-2. Lino Garcia has taken over in left field, replacing Alex Frazier. Lino Garcia is now in left field as we start the bottom of the ninth inning. Bobby Wilson is the first batter for the Kernels. Strike one at the knees from Garrett Mock. Mock has struck out 4 and walked, can you believe it? None. Well, the Kernels just don't walk. It's that simple. We do not walk. We are a free-swinging outfit. A change-up low and away to Bobby, evens the count 1-1. 3,362 on Indian Creek Elementary School night, hoping the Kernels can mount a rally here in the bottom of the ninth inning, down by 4. Ball 2, low and away to Bobby Wilson. There is a left-hander now up in the Silverhawk bullpen, and that southpaw for South Bend is Doug Slayton. Doug Slayton is warming up for the Silverhawks. Bobby Wilson lifts one into shallow right. Jeff Cook is underneath it. He only had to move 3 steps to his left to bring it down. Bobby Wilson is flown out to right. He has 2 of the Colonel 9 hits tonight. Now the batter is Blake Balcom. Balcom drove in the last Colonel run in this game with an RBI double back in the 4th inning. The Colonels have been burned by two bad base running plays. And one key misplay between the shortstop Brandon Wood and Matt Pauley turned this game around way back in the 4th inning. But those aren't the reasons we're behind. The reasons we're behind is the man on the hill, Garrett Mock, a 3rd-round Diamondback pick this past June out of the University of Houston, and he fires high, ball 1 to Blake Balcom. If the Colonels fail to rally, our home record this season will be 31-31. Blake swings late and misses 91 miles an hour, so Garrett Mock has plenty left in the tank. He has fanned 4 and walked none and is on the verge of pitching a complete game. One and 1, the count to Blake Balcom. Strike 2 on the outside corner at the knees. Base is empty, 1 out. Bottom of the 9th inning. Blake bats from a deep crouch, stands straight away from the right side, and goes around on a slider for strike 3. And that is the 5th strikeout. And I'll tell you what, the Arizona Diamondbacks are certainly having a very poor season in the big leagues, but hopefully, if you're a Diamondback fan, this is a sign of things to come. Remember when a complete game from a pitcher was the norm? Well, they are rarer than dinosaurs in the modern age, and Garrett Mock is within 1 out of a 6-2 perfect game win over the Kernels. A bouncer to second by Pauly is gloved by Bonafacio, and it is a complete game victory for Garrett Mock. Matt Pauly bounces out to second, and the Kernels go in order. 6-2 South Bend as the Kernel miseries at home continue in the second half. The Kernels at home now sink to 10-18 in the second half. The Kernels have only won 10 of 28 games in the second half here at home. Garrett Mock, a complete game victory. It only took 2 hours and 17 minutes. South Bend 6, the Kernels 2. We'll give you the totals, highlights, and more next on the Kernel Curtain Call. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Hey, Hawkeye football fans, Gary Dolphin here reminding you that tickets to the home games for the 2004 Iowa Hawkeyes are selling fast, really fast, so don't delay. Tickets are available for Iowa's throwback game against Kent State on September 4th, this year's homecoming game with Michigan State on October 2nd, and Iowa's dates with Purdue and Wisconsin in November. You can purchase your tickets over the telephone by calling 1-800-IA-HAWKS, online at HawkeyeSports.com, or in person at the Athletic Ticket Office inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, or at the Iowa City Coralville Guest Welcome Center inside Coral Ridge Mall. The Hawks also want me to remind you to join in the celebration of the 75th anniversary of Kinnick Stadium by purchasing a patch at your local Hy-Vee food store. The patch is a one-of-a-kind collectible that also offers a variety of benefits, including the opportunity to save $30 on the purchase of a pair of tickets to the throwback game. So don't delay. Purchase your Iowa football tickets and your patch today.
Time for the Kernels Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
A short game, just 2 hours and 17 minutes, and the Kernels' miseries at home continue as we dip to now 10-18 in the second half on our home diamond. It's absolutely inexplicable. And tonight, all the congratulations go to the starter for the South Bend Silverhawks, Garrett Mock. He went the distance and beat the Kernels 6-2. As we always do on the Kernel Curtain Call, we give you a brief scoring summary of tonight's action. South Bend scored in the first inning a one-out bunt single by Emilio Bonafacio. Bobby Wilson, 10 feet up the third base line, picked it up and threw it past Lopez for an error. Bonifacio went to second, advanced to third on a Chris Hunter wild pitch, and scored on a bouncer to short off the back of Alex Frazier. The Kernels, though, got that run right back. Howie Kendrick singled into center. Ryan Leahy on a hit and run, grounded one up the middle, right underneath the glove of the Silverhawks second baseman Bonafacio, and that put runners at first and second with nobody out. Brandon Wood then forced Leahy shortstop to second with Kendrick going to third. Bobby Wilson singled into right field, and that RBI single by Wilson scored Brandon Wood's fielder's choice scored Howie Kendrick from third, as Kendrick went to third on the error by the second baseman Bonafacio. Bobby Wilson then singled Brandon Wood to third. The Kernels had runners at first and third with only one out in the first inning, and Blake Balcom bounced into an around-the-horn double play, and the game remained tied. South Bend, with one out, scored 3 runs in the fourth inning to essentially win the game. Augie Murillo doubled into left, and then the key play in the game, Jeff Cook hit one in the air to shallow left center. Brandon Wood backpedaling, Matt Pauly coming in. It should have been caught for the second out of the inning, and the whole game would have been turned around, but it fell over the head of Brandon Wood at the feet of Matt Pauly for a single. Murillo held at second. John Kaplan was hit by a pitch, and with the bases loaded and one out, Alberto Gonzalez flew to shallow right for the second out of the inning. The bases were loaded with 2 out. Mike Goss then delivered the key blow in the game. A looping single just out of the reach of Howie Kendrick, the second baseman, into shallow center. 2 runs scored to make it 3-1. Emilio Bonafacio then singled off or just beyond the reach of Howie Kendrick at second, a ground ball single. It scored John Kaplan and made it 4-1. The Kernels scored their last run of the game in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bobby Wilson, a 1-out infield single to the left of the mound. Blake Balcom then doubled into the right field corner. Wilson scored on a close play at the plate, but then Blake Balcom tried to walk his way to third, tried a sneaky steal, and unfortunately Garrett Mock threw him out at third. That turned the inning around. The Silverhawks were held in check until Chris Hunter turned it over to Aaron Pullen in the 8th inning. Pullen surrendered a leadoff single to Augie Murillo. Murillo then scored on a Jeff Cook triple over the head of Quan Cosby to make it 5-2, and then a sacrifice fly by John Kaplan scored Cook from third, and that made it 6-2. Silverhawks, that's the score by which they won. 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. The Silverhawks left 7 aboard. The Kernels just 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. We left 3. The winning pitcher went the distance, Garrett Mock. He's 2-2, and the loser was Chris Hunter. He is 8-6. The game only took 2 hours and 17 minutes, and 3,362 were here to see it. We'll take a break on the Colonel Curtain Call, return in a moment with our Liberty Bank star play of the game. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Solid Waste and Recycling Services remind you how to prepare your garbage for curbside collection.
Oh, tell me more.
Make sure you use a 35-gallon garbage can or a large plastic bag. The weight limit is 40 pounds. If you have more garbage than fits in your can or bag, or weighs more than 40 pounds, buy a sticker.
How much are they?
A $1.25 sticker is required for each additional garbage can or bag you set out.
Where can I buy one?
You can buy garbage stickers at any grocery, convenience, or drugstore.
Quiznos Kernels Kids Club members. Did you know that your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card is good for more than just great deals at the ballpark? That's right. By showing your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card at any of the Cedar Rapids Quiznos, you'll receive a free small drink when you buy a Quiznos sub. That's a free small drink with the purchase of a Quiznos sub when you show your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club card.
Quiznos, Tuesday.
Well, quite a few is the phrase you heard me utter. Quite a few people are saying to watch the movie Shrek on Principal Financial Family Fun Fest night. The Silverhawks left a sour taste in the Kernels' mouths as Garrett Mock, a first-year pitcher out of the University of Houston, an Arizona third-round pick, went the distance and beat the Kernels 6-2. Liberty Bank, Iowa's fastest-growing bank, is now proud to present our Liberty Bank star play of the game. It came in the Kernel 4th inning. Kernels were trailing 4-2 to South Bend. Bobby Wilson, with 1 out, reached on an infield single, and that brought up Blake Balcom. Here's our Liberty Bank star play of the game.
A drive down the right field line is fair into the right field corner. Bobby Wilson is speeding towards third. Bobby Magianis is waving him home. The relay throw to the plate, and Bobby is safe, sliding in ahead of the relay throw. To second, Blake Balcom with his 28th double of the year.
And that cut the Silverhawk lead to 4-2. Little did we know then that would be all the runs the Kernels would get. Blake Balcom's 28th double of the year, scoring Bobby Wilson all the way from first to make it 4-2 South Bend in a Silverhawk 6-2 victory. That's our Liberty Bank star play of the game, brought to you by Iowa's fastest-growing community bank, Liberty Bank. After this timeout, we'll take a complete look next at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco, limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
Look around you. Everyone's different. Some of us are tall, many of us are short. If you think about it, there are many important differences among people. That's what makes us all individuals. Insurance needs are individual, too. Talk to your Pekin Insurance Agency, Sheets, Forrest, Draper Insurance in Marion, about the proper insurance coverages for your individual needs. See Scott Draper at Sheets, Forrest, Draper in Marion, about insurance for your home, auto, life, health, or business. You can depend on your hometown professionals with Pekin Insurance.
South Bend whips the Kernels 6-2, and the Kernels beat the Silverhawks at Coveleski Stadium this past June 3 out of 4. South Bend takes the opener here tonight, a complete game win for first-year pro Garrett Mock. State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Lanny Peterson, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler are now proud to present the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. Let's get started in the American League. At Camden Yards, Oakland dismantled the Orioles tonight 11-0. At Fenway Park, it was the Red Sox edging Toronto 5-4 with a run in the bottom of the ninth inning. Our parent club, the 2002 World Champion Angels, bowed to Tampa Bay in St. Petersburg tonight. Devil Rays 8, Angels 3. They're in the bottom of the seventh inning now at the Metrodome, and the Twins are trampling the Yankees 6-1. Texas is mauling the Indians 16-1 at the ballpark in Arlington. That's only in the bottom of the sixth inning. The Tigers are ahead of the White Sox at Comiskey 6-3 in the bottom of the fourth inning. And in the top of the seventh inning, the Mariners are trouncing the Royals 10-1. National League State Farm Major League Scoreboard. At Citizens Bank Park, the Astros put up 5 in the fourth inning and then blanked Philadelphia 5-0. At Miller Park, the Brewers are ahead of the Cubs in the bottom of the seventh, 3-1 Milwaukee. The Cardinals trail at home to Cincinnati 2-1 in the bottom of the seventh. At Coors Field in Denver, the Mets and Rockies 3-3 in the bottom of the third. In the top of the third inning at Bank One Ballpark, the Pirates lead the Diamondbacks 2-0. They're in the bottom of the first at Petco Park, the Braves and Padres no score. Bottom of the first at Chavez Ravine, no score between the Marlins and Dodgers. And just underway at SBC Park, the Expos batting in the top of the first, no score with the Giants. That does it for the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. We hope to even this series with South Bend at a game apiece tomorrow evening. Reggie will be here. The lovable purple mascot who entertained during the All-Star game will be back. Come on out and join us. We had a wonderful time tonight bringing you the action, even though the score didn't turn out like we wanted. 6-2 South Bend. We'll have the dugout interview tomorrow at 6:40 and first pitch at 7. The gates open at 6 for Reggie tomorrow evening. Remember, Thursday is a noon start. Hot dogs are just $1 on Thursday. Thanks to Bev Taylor, our in-studio engineer, and to all of our guests from Indian Creek Elementary School and the Springhouse Family Restaurant. 6-2 Silverhawks, so long from the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, where you've been tuning to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming already in progress.